Hey, everybody. Welcome to Shifty. Oh, wait, no. Welcome to Taco Tuesday. Sit back, relax, grab yourself some snacks, and we'll be right with you after this intro. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Taco Tuesday. This is your host with the most that likes, let's see, what am I going to go with this time? Enchiladas on his toast. No, enchilada sauce. That makes more sense. Enchilada sauce on his toast. Hebro77, along with Amazon Lion and good old Jeff Zanzibar. And Sandy will be joining us later, but she's having some difficulties, I guess. I don't know how to say it, but yeah. So anyway, how's everybody doing?
Oh, not too bad. Feeling a little off tonight. Haven't felt so well, so I'm going to do my best to stick around. And I hope everyone out in the audience is doing fantastic. And I hope you guys are doing fantastic. How are you doing, Jeff?
Doing pretty good. Just trying to catch up on some sleep. Been a little tired lately, but I think I'm awake enough now.
That intro woke you up, did it?
It did.
I like that intro. That was pretty awesome.
Well, we used to do that years ago when we had Taco Tuesday. I don't know. Were you around then, Jeff?
No.
Oh, okay.
And if I was, I didn't know you yet.
Right. No, I just figured maybe Sandy had mentioned it or something, in passing.
No, it's weird. She didn't really mention you right away.
Okay.
It wasn't until I was on your show the first time. Like that was the first time I had heard of you.
Well, you know me now.
Yep.
Oh, and I gave, or rather, I should say, Donald Trump gave you some suggestions on your parody songs.
Yeah, that was cool. I saw that.
You saw that?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, man, that would be pretty awesome if you did. Like, do you do some of the 80s parodies?
I have a lot of those.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. It's like the rap for sure, but I didn't. Oh, yeah, you did. What was that one? Just recently it was on. I think you played it on Shifty Sunday not too long ago. I can't think of what it was a song from. Was it from?
It was.
It was a parody of the. Not
the Billy Joel one, right?
No, the. What's their? We got to fight for our right to Paul.
Oh yeah, the Beastie Boys.
Beastie Boys. Yeah, you did the No Sleep Till Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Parody.
Yeah, I did Fight for Your Right to Party too, but I didn't like how it came out. It was on my first page. So I'm now redoing it and changing it up a little bit.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, but I'm working on that one too. But yeah, I do a lot of 80s songs. I have a lot written that I haven't put on the page yet, and then I have a lot that are on the page. A lot of the 80s ones I do are not political, though. They're just about goofy stuff. I mean, some are, but but most of them are political.
You know what's weird is like I was thinking about this earlier is that even though YouTube like says that you can do parodies of songs and stuff, and then well, not YouTube, actually, the federal government
Yeah.
is like fair use. Those are supposed to be fair use.
Yeah, and yet they still
Yeah.
take me down for
Yeah,
copyright. How does that work?
I was gonna say, like, if that's the case, wouldn't Weird Al have gotten sued a long time ago?
No, because there's two reasons why. Number one, he gets permission from the
Yeah,
artist,
I was gonna say he gets permission.
but also, actually, more importantly than that, is his band plays the beat
Ah,
song, so he doesn't actually take any of the instrumentals like I do and
right.
use them. He has a band that plays all of that, so he can't get in trouble for it.
It still seems like it should be fair use, though,
It should be, and for the most part, it is. But
because
there are some companies that I guess don't care, and they
right.
still want to take it down. So
I guess we better start learning how to play instruments.
I know, right?
see, I could do it a different kind of way, but I want it to sound authentic to the song. I
Mhm.
want people to hear it and think it's the original song, and then be surprised when it's not, like Weird Al does.
Right. No, that what got me is I did a Queen. What song is that from Queen? I want to break free. I think it was. Yeah, I want to break free. And
Hmm.
I did one. And what was it? What is it? What was it called? I want to something. I don't know. But anyway, I did that, and then they gave me a copyright claim for like I don't know. They're like it plays the same melody or something.
Hmm. That's annoying. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you hear the Queen one I did?
Uh-uh.
Instead of another one bites the dust. Joe Biden's wife wipes his butt. But then I change up the chorus throughout the song to say other things that
Yeah.
rhyme with it as well. It's not just about that,
Right.
but it's a pretty good one. It's funny.
There are some stuff on here I've been watching here lately, and it's actually why I started doing the AI voices stuff. Is these guys? They're called comedy danks, and they do like video games and stuff like that. Like they'll put Trump and Obama and Biden and
Hmm.
GTA and do funny stuff with them. And I think one of the things that they made up was that Obama and or no, Joe was uh, Joe was doing that with Obama's wife, or actually boyfriend, I should say. But
Right.
anyway,
I did a whole song about that, but go on.
yeah, but they'll have him like get in fights and stuff, and they'll smack him like Donald Trump smacked Joe Biden over the head with a baseball bat, and it's pretty comical. It's really funny stuff, and they don't do it in a way that's political. They don't like take sides or anything. It's
Hmm.
both. All of them are equally, fighting each other, and they're all equally dumb.
Yeah, I like
So
that.
yeah,
I gotta check that out.
yeah, I'll have to post a link in the comments or something, or maybe back here. I don't, or on Messenger. I don't know, but I do have a small like I did. Did you see the Donald Trump goes to jail video?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You saw that one.
Hmm.
All right. Well, let's see here. Did you see the Joe Rogan and Trump? And Joe Rogan interviews the guy from Sling Blade.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I got that here. It's about 26 minutes long, or maybe it's no, it's not that long. It's like 21 or 22 minutes long. Anyway, I thought we would play some of it.
Cool.
Sounds good to me.
I think the audience will enjoy that. Oh, while I'm looking this up, can one of you give a quick shout out?
Yeah, let's see. We got Michael Fontaine. We got John Nada, Go Kart Bob, me, you, and Amazon Line, of course. Somebody else was in there, I think. Let's see.
Go Kart Bob said, roll that bean footage.
That's all I see in the chat so far.
All right. Well, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Okay. So some of this is kind of interesting because I actually found the perfect voice for Carl from Sling Blade, but I did do the AI voice thing, but I actually changed my voice a little, and it sounds so much like him. You guys will see when you see this.
I can't wait to hear that.
The Joe Rogan Experience. Parody. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the.
You see, of course, I had to say parody
Yeah,
because it's just like that. His opening.
it is. Yeah.
Joe Rogan Experience podcast, 21 or 30-minute long podcast. It doesn't last very long.
Oh, dang, 27.
But I have a very special guest on the podcast tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, you have no idea who it is. Join me once again is former president of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. Welcome to the podcast, Donald.
I like Joe's enthusiasm there when he says, the former president of the United States. He would never talk that way.
No.
He doesn't really like Trump, I don't think.
Well, he's starting to come around, though.
Yeah, I have noticed. But
He did say he would vote for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Over
Biden. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I noticed that, and but he still says he would never have him on his show.
I think that may have changed. Somebody changed his mind.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I read recently that somebody he had on the show changed his mind. I don't remember who, but it's possible that it could happen now.
Oh, wow. That would be a pretty cool podcast.
Right. It would.
Could you imagine Donald Trump, though, the first time Joe Rogan just lights up a joint like out of nowhere, like he does sometimes on his podcast?
Yeah, that'd be a little awkward, right?
Yeah.
Good to have you on again. Now, wait a minute. First of all, we got to start off by reminding the audience that this is not the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. It's actually an AI voice parody. We are two AI voices. I'm not the real Donald Trump. And of course, he's not the real Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
Well, not the real Joe Rogan. Now, I wouldn't say that. But yes, folks, this isn't real. It's AI voice parody. I'm not the real Joe Rogan. Although, with that being said, I got to say, I don't make a bad Joe Rogan, do I? I mean, we are doing this parody thing like champions. You know, like champion. Heavyweight champions, yeah, give it a knuckle bash. Well, anyway, so yeah, we're not the real people, but could you imagine how funny that would be? Donald Trump and Joe Rogan smoking a couple doobies, getting high and talking shit. I mean, oh my God. But we don't have to pretend anymore. We got us right here, right, Joe?
Okay.
Man.
The only problem with that AI voice thing is it doesn't really do laughter too well.
I
So
guess not.
so when you hear Trump laughing, it either sounds like his voice is cracking or he sounds like he's trying to do an impression of a monkey.
Yeah.
So
Donald scratch, scratch, scratch. That laugh at the end was really creepy, bro. I mean, like it creeped me out of my skin. Anyway, you've been eating some good food here lately. I noticed you talking a lot about food. I tell you one thing I like about food is it tastes yummy, and I love to fill my belly sometimes.
Well, to fill your belly, I hear that. You got to, of course, Joe, you work out all the time. So, yeah, now it's not as bad for you because you're burning the calories and whatnot. But I just ate a great big old thing of spaghetti, and I got to tell you, my golf swing ain't going to be any better than what it already is. Of course, it's semi pro. It's semi pro, you know. So that's cool.
and he's just like that too. He's not very humble. Like he's
No.
really
The
So-
best swing in the world.
right. Yeah.
Nobody has a better swing than me.
Right.
You would say.
Yeah.
Believe me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's another thing he says a lot. Believe me. Believe
Mhm.
me. I'll tell you though, man, that's what I like about him though. He's just so open and just like he
He
doesn't
is.
care.
Yeah. That's why it makes me laugh when people say, "Oh, he lies." No, he doesn't. He says what's on his mind. That's his thing.
Right.
You don't get to say that and then say, "Oh, he, says whatever he wants to say." Well, yeah, that means he's not a liar. You don't get to say both. You don't get to have your cake
Yeah.
and eat it too.
I don't understand that logic.
There isn't any logic when it comes to these people.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I mean, they can hate him. That's fine. I get it, but don't make stuff up. And
Yeah.
that's what they do. So much of it's so stupid.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Hey, so this is pretty wild. I just heard that you spent the night in jail and you cussed out some judge. Wow, bro. Wow. That is just pinching, dude. That is pinching. I mean, bitching. Your why said pinching. That's crazy, dude. But anyway,
I don't know what you just said, but having that being said, I think like everyone overrates McDonald's or underrates McDonald's, and I don't understand it. They got the best cheeseburgers there. They got the best Big Macs there. Well, I don't think any other place has a Big Mac, but the documentaries ruined the image of McDonald's. They ruined the image of McDonald's.
I don't know that they ruined anything. I see thousands of cars going by there every day. I have a McDonald's up from my house. I have McDonald's 2 blocks from me. I have McDonald's 5 miles from me. I mean, if anything, I think they might have boosted.
That's a lot of locations to have all in one place.
Probably pretty accurate though.
Yeah, probably.
They are everywhere.
Yeah.
McDonald's popularity because people were getting sick of McDonald's at the time. And then those 2 documentaries came out, Super Size Me and Super Size Me 2.
Joe Rogan, you chowderhead. Super Size Me 2 had nothing to do with McDonald's, okay? It was about the chicken industry and how they overpopulate their chickens, even if they're free range chickens, excuse me. pre-range. As when I pluck the feathers off of them and then put them in storage. Anyways,
I could see that.
And by the way, that McDonald's video you did was hilarious. We watched the whole thing.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I loved it.
Which one was that?
The one with the figures working at McDonald's.
Oh yeah. Well, I gotta say that wasn't all me. I drew my inspiration from good old Amazon Lion here.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Oh, she hates watching those McDonald's movies when I make them. Like, oh no. Why do you always gotta make everything about McDonald's?
I can't imagine why I'd hate it. Not like I mean, I don't work there or anything, you know. Did you see my comment?
Oh no, I can't see any of the comments.
That's true. The chicken industry, I mean, they take all of their chickens and they squish them into one room. And, the other problem is the free range chickens aren't really free range. They take the fence down and open the barn doors. And if the chickens can get out and get to a more open area and run around, then they do. But a lot of times you see these chickens, they run around and it's almost like they're brainwashed. They don't want to get out. They try to force them out. And actually, it's not out in an open area like people think. There's just like a little, there's a fenced-in area. They lifted the fence, and then about 4 feet from the barn doors is like plastic, those plastic fences they use to cut off roads when they're doing road work or like when a carnival's going on.
You know what, though? McDonald's has good burgers. They have good fries. I know you gotta like their fries.
I like how he just totally goes over the whole chicken thing and
Yeah.
right to McDonald's again.
Everybody. I mean, I even talked to Putin the other day. Me and him are pretty good friends, and he even said he loved their fries. And you know what? In Russia, they give you extra salt. That's like they're not salty enough.
Okay, just to clarify for YouTube, first of all, this is just a parody, and second of all, I know that that's probably not a real fact, so please don't hit me for misinformation on how Russia salts their fries.
What do you do about that, Joe? Oh, is there a message on here? What the hell?
Hey, you know what? You sometimes talk as yourself, and sometimes you talk as yourself with the headphones on. You're going to have to make up your mind which is it going to be, Trump with headphones or Trump without headphones. And getting back to the whole McDonald's salt question, some regions, they don't put enough salt on fries, what I'm hearing from people. What I'm hearing.
Well, in my region, they put enough salt on their fries to kill a fucking horse. Let me tell you, Joe, you ever seen a dead horse? There's nothing more disgusting than a dead horse, let me tell you. Sometimes, we have to put them down, until they break a leg or whatever. But they come to good use. They actually become dog food. Did you know that?
I like how he tries to justify it because they become dog food.
Yeah. I could totally see him saying something like that too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
In exactly that way. Let me tell you.
Whoa, haha, Donald, you might want to be careful there. I think you already got the vegan vegan. The vegans, I almost said vegan. I don't know why. I guess I was mixing vegan with pagan. But you already got the vegan community all pissed off at you. You start talking about dead horses. Did you know that the vegan community actually got pissed off at, what's his name? The guy who, that Coppola guy. Is Coppola? Yeah, Coppola. Nicolas Cage's uncle and the lady that plays Adrian, her brother. Anyway, when he put that dead horse head scene in the movie, oh my God, he got so many complaints. Well, what they didn't realize is that horse head that actually come from a deli. And
Absolutely, Joe. I mean, sometimes you might run across potatoes on sale for like, I don't know, 3 for 10. I don't do grocery shopping. I'm not out there in the real world, Joe. I have maids and butlers, and I even have one butler that was named Alfred. I mean, his name wasn't Alfred, but I literally had it changed to Alfred just because, Alfred looks like a Bruce Wayne sometimes.
Oh, that's great. Like, I don't think that would happen, but I don't know, you could probably find someone named Alfred. You pay him enough, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
you're not going to believe this, but dude, the first time I made my first couple $1 million, I actually bought like not a big mansion, but like a small type mansion. And I had construction crew dig underneath the ground, and I literally made like a literal man cave. And I had all kinds of gadgets and gizmos put down in there, all these computers. Oh my God. I should do my podcast from there, man.
Yeah, boy, Joe, I tell you, I don't know. It's only 9 p.m. and boy, I can feel the tired hitting. This stuff. Have you ever tried Sylvania or Sylvania, I think it's called? It's this weed strain that actually helps you stay up longer and do your dishes and do all kinds of things. I don't know, make some tea. You ever heard of this? Oh boy.
I don't know.
I like what was that?
Yeah, right. That made it even funnier.
I know. Yeah. Oh, this is great.
It is.
I forgot what we were talking about 2 hours ago. Wait, how long have we been on here? Have we been on here for 10 minutes? I'm going to say about 15 minutes,
well,
but
it's a little off. But...
I know time. I know time expert, But no, I am a sports expert, though, man. I'll tell you what. You name a sport, and I'll tell you the outcome. Do it right now. Come on.
Okay, smart guy. Know so much. Who do you think would win in a fight between Muhammad Ali and Bruce Lee? They both have Lee at the end of their name, So you tell me, misters.
I like that. That was good.
Yeah.
Sports expert. By the way, you should have a game show doing sports trivia. You ever think about that, Mr. Big Shot? Mr. Big Shot, Hollywood. Bye.
Oh, Bruce Lee would absolutely fucking murder Muhammad Ali in a heartbeat. But now, are we talking about street fighting or actual boxing? Because there is a difference. Now, in boxing, I would think Muhammad Ali would clobber Bruce Lee in no time flat. But if we're talking about a street fight, then, well, I don't know.
Wait a minute, man. What about wrestling? I like me a little bit of wrestling. Wait, no, I mean, I like me a little bit of wrestling, man. Thought I was that one guy, but I'm not that one. We're okay. I'm gonna come clean. I am that one guy. You guys got any biscuits in there? Joe? Get that
And there's that Randy Hogan thing I showed you.
Yeah. That's so weird.
I know, right?
guy the fuck out of here. You realize that's my ex-lawn mowing guy? And all he did was put half a wig on his head, like a mullet, and then he put a fake blonde mustache, which I don't know, by the way, why he went blonde. He didn't originally have blonde hair, but he's got a Fu Manchu, and it's fake, and he calls it Randy Hogan.
Yeah, he sounds a lot like that dude from Sling Blade. Carl? Is that who that is? Is that the real life Carl? He works on lawnmowers and shit? Well, hell, I'll just have him come on this show. Come on, Carl. Come on, sit down right over here and talk with us. I think this will be interesting, as a matter of fact.
Oh no, Joe, please don't indulge him. It's just like feeding a stray animal. If you keep doing it, you're encouraging them to come back. Just giving him attention, just ignore him. He's a low IQ individual, just like my sons. They're both low IQ individuals. Come on, Joe. Do you really need to do this? I mean, for real, dude.
Really, you know what?
And actually, that was just a joke. I actually have a lot of respect for Eric Trump.
Yeah, me too. I actually like his family. I mean, I know they attack them too, but I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy.
They seem okay to me.
Donald, this is my show, though, and with all due respect, fuck you, Donald. I'm going to have this asshole on here because I think he's fucking hilarious, dude. So, yeah, Carl, come on, man. Sit down and, well, what's on your mind, bruh? Come on, you can tell us. This is a safety zone here. We're in the safety zone, you know.
Well, I reckon I can say the spell. Hey, by the way.
See what I mean? How it just works?
Yeah, it does.
You guys got any French fried taters? Getting I might be hungry.
Hey, why don't you go ahead and put that earpiece on so that the audience can hear you and me and Mr. Trump can hear you. And in the meantime, hey, you guys, get this man some French fried taters. Oh, I mean, French fries. Somebody. We don't really care where they're from. Carl, do you like ketchup with your French fries? And, yeah.
There we go. Does this work? Can y'all hear me? I hope y'all can hear me, I suppose. And to answer your question, I do like ketchup in my taters.
Yes, we can all hear you, although I think you got those on upside down. They kind of look like a telephone, but who cares? Anyway, what's your story? Where have you been the last, I don't know, how long has it been? 60 years or so? I hear you murdered a couple of people for one thing. Why don't you talk about that, or would you even feel comfortable talking about that?
Well, I reckon I can tell some of my story. I mean, you probably all wondering what I was doing in a mental home. Well, the reason why I was at the nervous hospital is because I killed a guy. His name was Jesse. And he was on top of my mother, and I thought he was hurting her. So I took a sling blade. Some people call it a mower blade. I mean, some people call it a Kaiser blade. I call it a swing blade. So anyway, I knocked Jesse plumb across the room, and then I whacked him once or twice with the sling blade, killed him. And apparently my mother didn't mind too much what he was doing to her. And she got mad at me, so I got sent to the nervous hospital.
So you murdered a guy that you thought
So like that was actual lines from the movie. What that was.
was attacking your mother. Interesting. Very interesting. Seems
Oh,
to me
I
like
think I hear
you
Sandy.
acted on instinct.
All right, let's go ahead and let her in, I guess. Unless, wait, did we lose one? Okay, good.
Hi.
Hello, Sandy.
You didn't have to stop the show for me. Hey, guys.
Well,
You
no,
coulda
that's okay.
kept it going and just snuck me in there, and I would have been on mute, and everything would have been fine. Hi, chat. I can't even see the chat yet.
Glad you're back.
Thank you. Me too. I can finally just take a deep breath and relax while you're playing whatever you're playing. So just keep the show going. I'll
All
be
right.
good in a
Good
couple minutes.
deal.
Thank you.
Okay. Here we go.
And that should have been considered a crime of passion of some sort. I don't know, but that's pretty wild, bro. Oh, thanks, by the way, for having the courage to tell your story, by the way.
And then sometime later or another, I got into with this family, a boy and his mother, and the boy's father, or stepfather, I should say, was being mean to him. So I decided I'd go kill him, because if it wasn't for that, I knew he was certainly going to kill the boy or his mother. Damn it, Joe. Can't you see that this, whatever he is fucking hijacking my interview? I mean, I don't know, but call me crazy. I think that's kind of rude. This guy's being rude by hijacking my interview. I mean, would you stand for that by any other guest? I mean, come on, Joe.
Damn, dude, you are like an attention whore. I mean, I interview you every other day almost. That's time we had something new on the show, and what he has to say is interesting. Let him finish his story, and then you can, I don't know, get back to talking about your stuff. Jesus, dude. Okay, Carl, finish.
And you know what? I hate to say this, but Donald would probably do that. Because you've seen him do that with press members where he's like, boy, you're being rude. Which they were, but
Yeah.
still, though.
Finish your story, bro.
Yeah, so anyway, some of the things he was doing wasn't sitting too well for me, so I killed him. And I killed him with a lawnmower blade. Damn near split his head in two like a plum. Oh, I'm sorry. What I meant to say was damn near plumb near split. You know what I'm trying to say, I reckon. Anyway, they sentenced me to prison instead of the nervous hospital this time. I guess because they figured I knew what I was doing. The judge said something like I planned it. And then the judge let me out early due to good behavior. So here I am. And that's all I got to say about that, I reckon.
Oh, wow. That is like an amazing story, dude. And for you to have the courage and the testosterone to say that live on the air for all to hear.
You know, I totally made that word up, but it almost sounds like it could be Italian for testicles. Like, hey, where'd Jimmy go? Oh, he's down on the ground. His girlfriend kicked him in the testorianos. Oh.
It does sound like that, yeah.
I applaud you, sir. I mean, we all make mistakes in our lives, but both of those murders seem pretty justified to me, you know.
Justified, Joe? Justified? He murdered the first guy because he was doing the mumble jumble with his mother. And he thought he was hurting her? Come on. Nobody's that dumb. Dan, how dare you, Joe, say that murdering is okay? I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
Donald, have you got shit for brains? I am not condoning murder, okay? All I said was it sounds like the first one was kind of justified. He thought the guy was legitimately hurting his mom. And which one of us could say we wouldn't kill a guy if we thought that they were hurting our mom? I mean, come on. Unless, you know, of course you had a bad, abusive mom, but I don't know. First of all, fuck you, Donald. It's my podcast. If I want to put shit for brains on my podcast, much like you, I will put them on my goddamn podcast. Second of all, he ain't got shit for brains. He's got some pretty damn good brains in his head, and you would do well to remember that.
Well, I'll agree with you on one thing. He ain't got shit for brains. Then, Joe, you know who? Sleepy and Creepy Joe has shit for brains, so we can't take that title away from him. This guy has fucking oatmeal for brains. How about that one? And fuck you, by the way, for saying fuck you to me.
Well, then fuck you, Donald, and the porno star you wrote in on. How about that? Huh? You know what? This interview is over, man. It started off really, really cool, and then we got that heated discussion of who's got shit for brains, and then it turned into a real shit show. I am disappointed and disgusted by you, Trump.
You ought to not talk to him that way.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh boy.
He just called you shit for brains and you're defending him? What? I had the cojones to put you on my show, and this is how you repay me? Well, then fuck you too, Mr. Sling Blade Man.
I reckon I better get out of here. I know where I'm not welcome. Wait. You know what? I think I just changed my mind. Yeah. This way right there, mister. Don't you go nowhere now.
Hey, where are you going? What do you got your hand there? Is that a machete? Dude, you mean to tell me that you're honestly flashing a machete to fuck at me? Oh, man. Donald, you're right. This is going sideways, bruh. Yeah, I hate to say I told you so, Joe, but I told you so. Hey, Joe,
you might want to look behind you. Oh boy, he's creeping up, dude.
Dude, what the fuck? Put that thing down now. What exactly are you going to do with that thing? Come on, tell me. What? Just lower it. Security?
I reckon I was aiming to kill you, but then I thought better of it. So I'm just going to leave the studio and let you be. You'll die sooner or later anyway. One thing or another. I figure the rotten life you have right now just isn't worth it.
Yeah. Security, get this bozo out of here. This crazy maniac. Get him out of the studio, dude. And Donald, I owe you an apology, bro. Like, you were totally right, and all you were trying to do is save my life the whole time. But I gotta tell you, bro, I'm getting pretty tired, and I really must say goodnight.
So you're calling it a night, huh? Wow, Joe, I'm surprised. And, you know, I thought you were a night owl and an early riser. That was about, if people at home can't tell it was about, because this voice app is kind of crazy. But, Joe, I guess you want me to play us out to the desk or whatever? I mean, play us off the show?
Yes, Donald, please play us out. This has been a crazy night, and I just want it to be over with. And for those of you that must know, my next podcast will feature Batman. Good night, everybody.
Well, as usual, don't forget to subscribe to the Hebrew channel for more awesome Donald Trump shit.
Yeah.
This is Donald J. Trump saying, God bless America. Good night, everyone. And one more thing before I go. Do. See you then.
Now, okay, that's then, but there was one show where they had mentioned you. I don't know if you had seen that or not.
I watched it. Yeah, I commented on it too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You know, it's weird. It's like YouTube sometimes blocks the comments, even if they're not even like rude or anything.
I know. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. But I'll get it in my email. Like, I'll see it in the email, and then I'll click the notifications, and there won't be anything there.
Same.
It's weird.
You have to purposely go in studio and choose messages held for review. And they only hold them for 60 days. If you don't check it, they'll delete them.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Oh, but here's something I found out. I think it was in one of our hangouts. I think it might have been Brian's hangouts. That I didn't know is Suzanne Summers passed away here recently.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I don't mean to speak ill of the dead. In fact, I usually don't, but I just didn't care for her too much. Like, after I found out all the crap that she did, like when they were
the way she left the show.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead.
No, you go ahead first.
I was going to say, I mean, I know it probably wasn't just her, like it was her boyfriend.
Yeah.
The producer guy or whatever. Oh, no, not producer. What was he, a manager? Her manager?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a lot of his fault too, because he kept telling her that she was worth more than what she was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I don't know what you mean, because I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're referring to. Maybe you should let the chat know what you're talking about in case they
really?
don't know. Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, Suzanne Summers rather her manager, demanded more money and was going to hold the show hostage until they gave in to her demands. She was asking for more than John Ritter, and John Ritter, of course, was the star of the show, and she was kind of delusional in that whole bit. Like she just, she thought that she was the star of the show and that she should get paid more. And actually, it was her manager slash boyfriend who had pushed her to do that. Like, I think I read somewhere she didn't really want to do that.
No, she kind of regretted it. I
Yeah.
saw her in interviews years later, admitting that it was a mistake. But she was actually, I liked her, but she was actually my least favorite of the three blondes in the show. I liked Terry the best, the third one.
The nurse.
The nurse, yeah. I thought she was
Yeah.
funnier and fit in better with the cast. I liked her better.
I think so.
And those episodes were funnier to me.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And actually, Suzanne Summers, I liked better in Step by Step. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've seen that, but yeah, that's a great show. And
It
I
is.
liked her better in that show than I did in Three's Company.
Well, because she wasn't an airhead.
Yeah.
Right.
She was actually very smart.
It was what was it? The stepson, or what was his name? Cody.
The cousin, yeah. He was my favorite.
He actually played the airhead part in that show.
Yeah, he was great. When he
Yeah.
left the show, it wasn't as good.
Oh, I don't remember that. He left the show?
Yeah, he wasn't in the last two seasons
Oh, okay.
because there was an issue. He did something wrong and it was kind of messed up, and I guess they didn't want him on the show anymore.
Okay.
Some kind of domestic abuse thing, I think. But I really liked his character on that show. That was a really funny show. Very underrated show.
That was all part of the TGIF lineup. They had
Yeah.
that and
Great lineup too, yeah.
Family Matters.
Yeah. When TV was entertaining.
Yeah, back then it was. You're right. Nowadays it's just you're lucky if you find something that's actually good. I mean, you really are.
Yeah. I don't really watch much of what's on these days. Most of what I watch is older stuff.
Oh yeah, me too.
I don't even say TGIF anymore.
So, sorry for disappearing. Joey walked in, so I had to mute really quick. But I did want to say something before you got off the subject of Suzanne Summers.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on for a minute. Whatchamacallit? Sorry, there's like 16 things happening at once, guys. I am sorry. I took my medicine to calm me down so that I can focus, but it's going to be a minute. But the thing is, the thing that got me was Suzanne Summers like dedicated her life to exercise.
Yeah.
And my dad is older than her, sits on a chair, does nothing. There was never a diet in his life. And it makes me think diet and exercise mean nothing. They mean nothing. It's when it's your time, it's your time.
That's true.
Yeah,
but also genetics. I mean, that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Genetics.
Because I have, my grandpa for years, he used to be a heavy drinker, but not anymore. But he was a heavy drinker and heavy smoker for, God, no, I don't know, what, 70 years or something like that. He's in his 90s, like almost late 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he worked hard as a young man, and but that might have a little bit to do with it. But he had grandparents and great parents that lived to be, over 100 years old when that kind of thing was unheard of. Nowadays it's 106, 107. What is the oldest person? Like what, 110 or something?
No, it's older. I'll look it up right now.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Isn't it like 120 something?
I'm looking it up. The oldest person is Jean Louise Calment, She lived to, and Jeff is right, she lived to the age of 122, born 21st of February, 1875, and she lived until August 4th, 1997. I'm sorry,
Oh,
1997.
wow.
Of course, there's also ages in the Bible,
Yeah.
like Moses and Abraham, and then there's been claims in China of people living to like 140 something, but officially on record, they're saying.
You saying something about the Bible leads into our next segment, which I'm going to call the. There's two things that I was thinking about today, and I actually, I have a lot of crackpot theories and ideas, but for some reason I don't know if it was Facebook page or the YouTube page, either one, but it showed like they were talking about the rapture. And that got me to thinking about not just the rapture, but Armageddon as well. And there's two things in the Bible that go along with Armageddon. They're in Revelations, and there's one thing about the horns. And as I was thinking about this, I was like, not everything in the Bible is to be taken literal interpretation. Like they do have literal interpretation, but they also have the natural explanation for things. Like God, I think, believes in doing things naturally, so we never get too freaked out. Like, I don't know, even when Jesus was around, maybe some of those miracles that he did, he made it appear natural somehow, but but not natural. I don't know how to explain it, but getting back to Revelations, about the horns, you hear about the part about the horn. What is it? Horns, the trumpets. They're talking about the angels will blow the trumpets, and it'll open the gates of heaven, and comes the four horsemen. But what I was thinking about the trumpets, like if you think about modern times, what's like an alarm sound? And what got me thinking about it was like the emergency broadcast system test that we had not too long ago. And it got me thinking maybe it's not supposed to be literal angels playing trumpets. And I got something to say about angels here in a minute that's going to blow people's minds, and that's also probably going to make them upset with me. But anyway, so the trumpet sound, what if that is like an air raid noise? Like, what if it's the air raid sirens, and then we hear that, and then something like a war like they start dropping bombs on us and stuff. And that's what got me thinking about the rapture. And it's, that sound I'm talking about, like, like the tornado sirens. But anyway, like, what if also angels, like, what if the ascending into heaven is actually UFOs coming, and they're going to spare all the righteous, just like it says in the Bible, but they do it by beaming them into UFOs. And the reason why I'm bringing UFOs into the equation is because everyone thinks of angels as these things with the wings and the halo and stuff like that. But really, when you read the Bible and you see that some of them had like weird eyes, some of them were worm shape or bug shape or something. They weren't like what they're depicted, in pictures and paintings and stuff and statues, but they were more alien-like, right? So what if angels were actually aliens? Because they were sent here to look after us, like they're supposed to be looking after us, but sort of like observing us too, and sort of like reporting back to God or whatever. Although they don't have to do that because He can see everything. But my point being is, how would an angel disguise itself? Like, I'm not talking about the big-headed, big eye bulgy, skinny aliens with big heads, but just like the way the angels are described with multiple eyeballs and stuff like that. What if that's the aliens that we see in the sky? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it crazy? Is it too crazy? Have an idea?
No, not at all.
No.
Anything's possible. It's the way I feel.
Especially now, anything is possible.
Yeah.
I believe everything and anything now, except for what the government tells me.
Yeah, me too.
It's the only thing I don't believe.
I don't think too many would be able to predict like exactly how it's going to go down.
Well, no, but I think it's a pretty decent theory because you think about where are the heavens? The heavens for us are up there. They're up, which actually I more or less believe that heaven is a different realm that's parallel to earth, but the heavens in the Bible, they talk about the heavens, and that's outer space for us, you know. And what has the government been talking about lately? They've been showing us that UFOs are real. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that God didn't exactly create aliens, because everyone, you know, how some people are about, you know, the way things are in the Bible. They'll go, God didn't create there can't be aliens because God wouldn't create aliens, and he didn't create dinosaurs, and you know, all of the purist. But I actually think that number one, he did create dinosaurs, and I think also number two, he created aliens, but they weren't aliens, they were angels. And even in the painting of, I think it's Mary holding Jesus, there's a UFO in the background. So I don't know. Sandy, you're gonna say something?
Well, yeah, I was going to say, my belief is God created everything. And I believe the reason why the dinosaurs aren't in the Bible is because there was no one to record it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, God created dinosaurs. God created science. That's why I'm okay with science, because God created everything. That's the way I look at it.
That's my theory as well.
He created, that's why I believe, like, there are people who do not believe in the universe. I do, because God created it. God created all of it, including aliens. They could be angels, they could be demons, but God still created them because he created all. That's my belief.
Created everything and
Right.
everyone.
Yes.
The two are not mutually exclusive, religion and science. That's how I feel.
The way I feel about it also is scientist, he created scientists, and he gave us the power of creation and gave us the power of imagination. And we only create, like, we create music, we create poetry, we create videos and stuff like that. And we in a way create life because we, you know, what do they call it, procreate. But he gave us that gift to be able to do that, and I think that that is pretty neat. And also pretty neat, I don't know why I said it like that, it sounds dorky, but excuse me, I think it's pretty awesome that, so when you think about it, here's where I was going with this. It's pretty awesome because people that say, well, you know, God didn't create those paintings, or God didn't create this book, or this and that, but he created the people that created those things. So that's where I come from with all that stuff.
I agree. Like I said, God created everything, in my opinion. Even like when people say, you know, um, like I am good friends with people who do not believe in anything if it's not in the Bible at all. Like nothing. If it's not in the Bible, it never existed. And that's fine if they want to believe that, but like I said, I think the reason why only certain things are in the Bible is because there weren't people there to record it. You needed humans who could write it down, and it's the word of God. So they didn't get all the information because God didn't feel it was relevant. He only gave the information that was relevant to humans.
I see.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's pretty good. You know, belief. Yeah, I like that. There was something I was gonna say. Oh, there are dragons in the Bible, though, as far as I know. And if dragons are in the Bible, I know they say that dinosaurs are more bird-like than they're lizard-like, but I disagree with that in some aspect. I think that some of those dinosaurs had to be from lizards. And if that's true, and if dragons are, here's my point: if dragons are in the Bible, then at one time dragons must have existed.
Yep. I agree
Yes.
with all that.
I agree with Go-Kart Bob in the chat too. Science doesn't create, it discovers. That's
Oh,
true. It discovers God's creations that we were unaware of.
Yep.
that's true.
That's how I think of it, at least. See, I needed to rectify science with God, so that's the only way I can rectify it. Just like my theory on the Mandela effect, I needed to have a reason. I'm a very logical thinker. It took me a while to understand how the Mandela effect worked. Like the whole of 2016, I wasn't getting it. I had it, I even had comments in Moneybags chat, comments section about Pennzoil. I'm like, well, it always had two ends because it was Pennsylvania with two ends. I wasn't getting it that in another reality there was only one end, and there is only one end for Pennsylvania. It's on the Liberty Bell, and I'm finding it on maps and pictures and all sorts of stuff. So there's definitely a reality where Pennsylvania was one end, which would make sense for Pennzoil with one end. So it took me a while to get that. You understand what I'm saying? It's because I do think very logically. I need reason and research. I need that stuff. My brain is constantly asking why, how, and I have to look for those answers. So I did that with God too when I was younger.
Hey,
at the end,
Sandy.
yeah.
I don't mean to change the topic here, but I'm going to change the topic.
Okay.
Oh, were you done? I'm sorry.
I was. It's okay.
Okay. But let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Did you get furious with people when they say Italian instead of Italian?
No, I just thought it was joking around.
I don't. No, but seriously though, for me, it's kind of irritating. I'll be watching a TV show or a movie or something, or I'll be listening to a conversation across the room, and I'll hear someone go, "Yeah, them Italians, man."
Okay.
Let me tell you.
I can relate to you, but not for the same word.
Huh.
The word that used to get on my nerves, because it even happened in Key West. We were at a live comedy show, and they picked on me and my brand new husband at the time, my ex-husband. And the thing that it was especially because of Jersey Shore. They're like, oh, they're from New Jersey. I'm like, yeah, okay, it's Jersey.
Oh.
Yeah, nobody
that
says
word.
Nobody says that there.
No, well, here's the thing. It kind of sounds like it if you're from New York. Like a very small section of northern New Jersey, and maybe I could be. I'm not saying it's definitely the Bronx or Brooklyn. One of them. It does sound like closer to Jersey than Jersey. And a lot of the people from Jersey Shore, actually, I think the entire cast of Jersey Shore came from New York.
Oh, they did.
Or very northern New Jersey, right? So of course, they're on the show and they're saying it like that or close to like that. So now the whole country thinks everyone from New Jersey sounds like that, and it's ridiculous.
That drove me nuts, and so did that show.
I never watched it.
Me either.
Because I saw small bits and pieces, I guess you'd when I would be flipping through the channels or whatever, but I was like, dude, those are a bunch of dumbasses.
Yeah,
So
I couldn't bother to watch that. I saw enough of it to know I didn't want to see it.
Well, that, and I'll tell you what, I don't know how.
That's how I felt.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Um, that, and I don't know how in the hell Mama June and what's her name got so fucking popular. I just, that show to me was just like turning your brain into oatmeal television.
That's you just gave the definition of reality TV. I don't like reality. I think reality TV is what dumbed down America and
Mhm.
led us to this point.
Bear.
I think is the worst thing that was ever created, and it was laziness and to make a buck because they didn't have to put out money for actors and sets and things like that. And it dumbed down America to lead us right to this point where we're at the brink of World War III and losing our
Yeah.
country.
I couldn't agree more.
And it should be obliterated off of television, in my opinion. And I've only seen bits and pieces of stuff because it's been shoved down my throat.
Yeah.
I couldn't care less if it disappeared off face of the earth. I hate it so much.
I will say this, though. I will say this. I'm sorry, Jeff.
We're just laughing.
Oh, okay. No, I will say this though. When the Real World first came out, like I did watch the Real World. I mean, I watched a ton of those.
Not me.
No, I only saw bits and pieces because my sister loved it.
Mm. I
The
mean,
only
I didn't love it, but
reality shows I like are the Gordon Ramsay ones.
oh yeah, those are great.
I'm trying to
And,
think if there's any reality TV I actually like.
and Bar Rescue. If you've never seen that, that's
Yeah,
a pretty good one.
that's an
Nope.
awesome show, Bar Rescue. I love it when he gets mad, which is almost every show, by the way. But he'll like get mad at them and get in their face, and it's like, dude, I don't know how much of that is scripted, but it's great.
It's great either way, but a
Yeah.
lot of it is scripted.
Oh yeah.
Wait, in the chat, honest son of Biden is telling me his pops has everything under control. Yes, Teresa was on a reality show in 2008.
Oh
Yep.
really?
I forget what it was called. It was two girls' names. Tell us the name, Teresa. I forget. Because if you really look, you can find Teresa on YouTube on this show. There it is, Takita and Callie. But anyhow, the only reality TV I like is YouTube because it's actually reality TV. There you go. Because reality TV is all scripted. It's all fake.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It's all fake.
What was it? In the very video we were watching, like he talks about. I don't know if it was the one we were watching or if it was one of the other ones where Joe Rogan and Trump were high together, but I had those guys like them mentioned like actually because you were talking about Jersey a while ago and how people say it. I think I have Trump sometimes go, yeah, that guy over there, he's from Jersey. He's from Jersey. And what's another word? Another word that's overused. People think from Jersey or New York says, hey, yous guys. What yous
No, we
doing?
do say use guys. We do.
Do you?
Yeah, Philly's really big on use. What you's
Oh, man.
doing? What you's choose? What you's doing?
Wow.
And you guys is definitely. I say all the time, hey guys, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
Guys is like everyone. A dog could be involved in that too.
But I
You guys
love
doing?
that. I love that. Like my favorite part of my cousin Vinny is when the judge is when he goes the two Utes. The two Utes. And then the judge is like, two what?
I
Did you
love that. That's one of my favorite movies.
Oh yeah.
Everybody in that movie did a great job. Perfectly cast, perfectly written, hilarious.
And before you go off topic, really quick,
Uh-huh.
every region of the U.S. has assumptions about people's.
Oh yeah.
Like everyone assumes that everyone in Minnesota or
Minnesota.
yeah, or Canada, and they do say it, but not the way people imitate it. Like a boot, it's more like a boat. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Like
Well, they exaggerate for laughs, really.
and I probably still butchered it.
Yeah. Well,
Hey y'all, that's down south, just south, but it's like really only
yeah,
like certain states.
we say it sometimes.
There are a lot of assumptions made about people in Texas, and when I moved here, I saw that those were not true.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's assumptions made about anywhere you are.
I think the only thing that came
Ah.
close to portraying Texas how it actually is King of the Hill. Actually,
Yeah, they pretty much nailed it, and
Yeah.
I know that now.
Yank is a word, and that's
What's
like
that?
4 different words. Yank,
Yang,
you all are not.
right?
Oh, I've never heard that one.
And you go, y'all, and then there's ain't, yank.
But
You ain't. I
really,
got you. You ain't.
You
Okay.
all ain't right.
I got it. I got
You
it.
all
I
are
thought.
not.
what really grinds my gears though is two things. Everyone who's not from Illinois, like if you say you're from Illinois, they just automatically assume you're from Chicago. And
Yeah.
that's totally not true, dude. It's like,
A huge state.
oh yeah. And actually I'm from Southern Illinois, and that's another thing that grinds my gears is when people pronounce it Illinois.
Oh yeah, it's pronounced Illinois, and in most places that's not Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah, uneducated.
Well,
people.
Teresa will tell you it's Nevada, not Nevada.
Oh yeah. I've said that before, Nevada. I heard it said that way.
No, but I'm saying like most people around here will pronounce it Nevada,
Mm-hmm.
not Nevada. So it's just, you know. It's also TV. TV, like if there's a like when you'd see like infomercials at night, it will say Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
It won't say Illinois, it'll say Illinois, so then it's in everybody's brain that it's Illinois. See what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I get that. But still though, it's like, come on, you guys. The S is silent, huh? See what I did? See what I did there?
I did. I did.
But no, what there's something else that got me to thinking. Oh yeah, I actually want to share an experience that happened to me, and it wasn't too good of an experience. Let me tell you, I was in Kroger, and I was standing next. I was in line, and I had like just 3 or 4 items in my hand. This lady was behind me. She had like a whole basket full of stuff, and I figured, well, that's going to be getting heavy for a while. So I was like, hey, you can get in front of me if you want. She's like, no, I got it. And then I just to be sure, I was like, are you sure? She's like, she says this, and this, it set me off big time. She's like, just shut up. And I'm like, excuse me? I'm like, I was only trying to be nice. And then I didn't say anything else, but when I got up to the cashier, he was like, so how's everything going? I said, well, it was going good to the bitch behind me said something was rude to me. And it's like, and people wonder why men stop being gentlemen. Like when we try to be a gentleman, not you, but most women like will just step all over you and call you and say, no, I got it myself, thank you. It's like, okay, I was just trying to be nice.
Yeah.
I hate that. That drives me crazy. When you open the door for somebody and they try to turn it into something negative.
Yeah.
To be a gentleman, they try to make it like it's the opposite. Screw you then. I'll slam the door in your face next time.
Right. Yeah, it's really bad out there. I mean, people used to have respect for one another and just do kind things just to be kind. And
Yeah.
I mean, it and the other thing that really bothers me is, like, have you guys noticed, like, even older people will do this, is where they're crossing the street and their head is like straight forward, or they're looking down at their phone, and it's like, you know, I'm probably not going to hit anybody with my car, but what if there's a mechanical failure in the car, or what if my foot slips, or what if there might be someone else who just drives right past that point, the stop sign or whatever. I've seen it, and people don't. They're like, "Oh, well, we have the right of way. We'll just go without crossing." It's like, haven't you? Didn't you guys, when you were kids, get taught to look both ways?
Right.
It's like they don't even bother looking anymore.
People just got dumber in every way.
I open the door for everyone, no matter who it is.
I do too.
And
Yeah.
I always look both ways before I cross a street or a walkway.
It's
Same
like they
here.
yeah.
We were taught that. That's the thing. But a lot of people are not taught that. And the biggest thing that what used to drive me crazy when I had a car in Philly, because people have the right of way in the crosswalk, they will walk out right in front of your car.
Oh my goodness.
They expect
Michael
you to stop.
Fontaine said, "Look both ways on a one-way street." You know, I've actually done that.
Yeah, I've done that just out of habit.
Because it's out of habit. I'm used to looking both ways, and then I'm looking both ways, and I'm like, oh yeah, I only have to look one direction.
No, you do. No, you should anyway, because people do stupid stuff like going up the
Yeah,
wrong way
you
on a
never
one-way
know.
street.
They might be going the wrong direction.
Yeah, that's right. I'll tell you, one time me and my friend were walking, and I think we were about halfway, maybe third away across the street, and this car, on purpose, started to plow right towards us, like speeding up even, and I had to grab him and throw him like on the lawn, and I had to jump at the same time. And I swear to God, dude, it was like almost a hit and run accident happened there.
I watched. Now there's a road in Philly. It's called Chestnut Street, and in the university area, Chestnut Street is one way and has 4 lanes. And I watched a woman do a K turn. For what reason, I have no idea. Managed to hit 2 different cars before she turned around and then just drove away. In a 4-lane road.
Wow.
She hit 2 parked cars
It's
doing
a
a
talent to
K-turn.
be that stupid and ignorant.
It is. It blew my mind because she was driving in the wrong direction. And I stopped and waved to her to go that way. And she did a K-turn and hit 2 cars. Like, oh my God, just do a U-turn. Just turn around.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And then I had another woman. It's like one of those lanes. It's like it's got concrete on the sides that not high. It's like maybe a few inches off the ground. But it's a turning lane that you have to sit and wait for an arrow. And this little old lady, I'm sitting there waiting for the arrow. She turns into the turning lane from the street that I'm about to turn onto.
Oh,
and
no.
I had to back up to make room for her as she drove the wrong way into a turning lane and then went over the turning lane thing to go on the road correctly. Like, people, you have to look where if you're walking. See, that's the thing that gets me with Philly. Yes, you have the right of way in the crosswalk. In a legal battle, sure, you're going to win. But cars the brakes can fail. People's tires slip on water and ice. Why are you taking that risk of being hit?
Right.
Someone, like, I don't understand people. They
Yeah.
just walk out into traffic and expect you to stop. Then
the
against
dark.
a 2,000-pound car. I don't get it.
In the dark, wearing dark clothing now too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Oh,
Now, wait.
That happened to me this morning. Some lady and her kid were walking in the middle of the road.
that's another thing that kills me is people that walk in the middle of the road when there's sidewalks. Like, have you guys ever noticed this? Now, I know not all the sidewalks are okay, but I have been like I would be driving down the street like a back way or something like that, and there would be perfectly good sidewalks, and these people would just walk out in the middle of the street, just like, oh, and not only that, but with a baby carriage too. They don't care.
Unbelievable.
That is unbelievable. I mean,
Yeah,
I've
there's
walked out in the middle
nobody
of the
with
street
these
when the
people.
sidewalk is closed. Like there'll
Right.
be people working on like it's a thing here in Philly. A lot of the homes, they're like brownstones, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They're like 3 stories high, so people will pay people to put Christmas lights on their house, okay? And they have to use ladders because it's 3 stories high. So they'll block off the sidewalk, and you have to literally walk in the street to get by. So I've done that, but I know what you're talking about, especially teenagers here. They'll just walk in the middle of the street. Or better yet, the city will turn your street into a bike road and
Mm.
without even asking you. You didn't vote on it, they just did it. And then you'll have like 3
Oh,
bicyclists, I should say,
yeah.
riding in the middle of the road, causing a traffic jam for 6 or 7 blocks.
That's another pet peeve of mine, especially when there's a sidewalk.
Yep.
You're not allowed to ride your bike on a sidewalk here,
Oh,
unless you're a
really?
Really?
kid. Yeah.
Hmm.
What?
That used
That's
to be.
stupid.
Yeah.
Unless you're a kid. If you're a kid, you can, but if you're an adult,
Oh,
you have to be in the street.
I was gonna say that's another pet peeve of mine is like people who jog on the street too, and not only that, but like you were saying something about the bicyclist.
Yes.
There's a lot of bicyclists in my area that like will go through stop signs and shit, and I'll roll down my window and go, "Hey, the rules of the road apply to you too."
Yes, they do. Yes,
You
they
know?
do. But I used to, before I got sick, I didn't have a car, and I used to ride my bike everywhere. And now there's bike paths, okay?
Mm-hmm.
On the flip side of that, I'm riding in the bike path, and cars will park in it.
Really?
And it's like, really? Like,
Hmm.
you complain if we're in the street, but then I have a path here, and you're going to block that too.
That's crazy.
People
So it
just do
goes both
whatever they
ways,
want.
actually.
They do whatever they want and they don't think.
No,
No.
but converting
But
oh, go ahead.
before we switch topics, I just want to mention Noise Guru just dropped in the chat that they have an album on iTunes,
Yeah, I saw that.
but it's also free on YouTube. But on iTunes, it's Noise Guru dash The Roads to Nowhere. If
Really?
anyone's curious, yeah,
Oh, cool. I'll have to check that out.
Me too.
yeah. I just wanted to say that. And Rhodes is RHODES, not ROADS.
But one more thing on road stuff that's one of my pet peeves, and I don't know if they do this where you guys are at or not, but it seems to be almost like a new thing that happened a couple of years ago where people are making these ridiculously wide turns just to turn like onto the street or into their driveway. Now, I could see having a trailer or a boat or something like that on the back of your car, but why do they have to make these just ridiculously big white, like they'll stop in the middle of the road
Yeah.
and even back up and make their turn?
Yeah, see, I don't really see that because again, there's no driveways here.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know why they would do that. But I do have another one for the road too, which is going to piss a lot of people off though.
Uh-oh.
I am completely against them slowing down the speed limit for schools, and here's why. We didn't have that when we were growing up.
Nope.
You know what we had? Our parents teaching us to look both ways before we cross the street.
That's right.
That the reason why we have those 20 mile per hour in a school zone thing, which they left on during COVID when the schools were closed,
Yeah, that was crazy.
just to give tickets. And they
Yep.
leave on when the schools are off for holidays. They leave them on, which is a waste of electricity, waste of light bulbs. It's a waste that taxpayers pay for.
Yep.
All because parents aren't teaching their kids to cross the street
They
properly.
even had that on Sesame Street, teaching kids that
I know.
to look both ways before they cross.
Yeah,
Listen, Big Bird, he's trying to teach you something.
right. No.
Exactly.
they
And they
had
still
a
have
lot of they had a lot of good messages and stuff like that on our programmings when we was a kid.
I could see slowing down the speed limit if the school's on like a 45-mile-per-hour road. But when the
Mhm.
speed limit is 25, there is no need to slow us down to 15. That is
Yeah,
just dumb.
and on weekends and stuff too. Like, what? Why?
Yeah, I don't. They leave. It's every day. It's on.
Huh.
Not here. On weekends, it's not.
Hmm.
That's funny. They turn it off for weekends, but during COVID, they left them on every day.
Did a lot of stupid things.
Yeah, they did.
Yet things, unfortunately, we can't really go into on this platform.
Yep.
And that's kind of what another thing I wanted to talk about tonight is it's funny how they get their doctors, like your YouTube doctors and so-called experts, during that time when all that was going on, and they could talk about it all day long, and then YouTube wants to censor out our opinions and our like other things that we found out during that time, and they just wanted us to listen to the so-called experts. They wanted that agenda.
And not only that, but there were actual experts, actual doctors who were saying things. And they're like, no, don't listen to that one. Listen to this one. Not that doctor. Listen to this one. Listen to the doctor who hasn't seen a patient in 40 years. Listen to him.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but that's the thing, man. It's like they were all on that bandwagon when uh, the whole voting thing took place in 2020, and there were people that got their channels taken down because they were expressing their opinions on the election. And then, a couple years later, YouTube was like, oh, well, that doesn't matter anymore. We're going to remove that policy. But it makes me wonder if we have another fucked up election, if they're going to reinforce that.
I think they will.
Because it's funny how they wouldn't let us talk about one side, but you could talk about the other side all you wanted.
My
There's
thing with that
Go
is
ahead.
when you do that, you're trying to hide the truth. You're not trying to hide the lies, because if they were lies, you wouldn't be worried about them so much.
Yep.
People are worried about the truth coming out. That's why they react in such a way. People don't react that way when it's a lie, because they just blow it off like, oh, who cares? It's just a stupid lie. And they don't expect anybody to believe it. But when something is true and they don't want it to get out, they behave in exactly the way they did.
Yeah, they try to suppress the truth, like you said.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, man, that's one thing I like about Odyssey and some of these, like Discord, I guess, and whoever.
Rumble,
yeah. And what's that? Is there like a free speech network? What's that called? I guess it's just called the Free Speech Network. But my point being, like, you just watch. I'll bet you in the next couple of years or so, those platforms will start conforming. Like,
I wanted to. What were you guys talking about a few seconds ago? Because I wanted to mention. Oh, the election thing. I need to tell everybody. If anyone is concerned about their area, not doing something that they've done in the past, just there's a lovely thing that our Constitution gave us that's on every ballot. Write the name in. They can't change that. When you write it in your handwriting, see See what I'm saying? Or if you have to type it, you still wrote it in. It's not just a checkbox. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm hearing some people say that in their cities, they're going to take his name off the ballot.
Yep.
And if that happens, just write him in.
The
That's
same
all.
people who preach about free and fair elections.
Yeah.
Their
Yeah.
hypocrisy knows no bounds.
That's why, I think we just, when we go and vote, we're just throwing it away because they're going to pick whoever they want anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know about voting. It's all bullshit.
I do want to say that in Philly, there's no point in voting Republican. Ever. Like, it doesn't make you're literally throwing your vote away. So I'm a registered Democrat so that I can have a say in the primaries. I can choose who's the least of the crazy.
Yeah.
And hopefully but they never, the ones I choose never get put on the ballot ever. It's always the craziest, most progressive, most not American, most not like a Democrat that runs. Because we have a mayoral election, and I was torn between two people. I think I voted for Jeff Brown. Jeff Brown is a business owner. He owns the ShopRites in the area, and his policies were actually Democrat, like actually liberal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, normal Democrats, the way they used to be.
Right.
Yeah.
And of course, he did not. He had the least amount of votes in Philadelphia. The least amount. But because if I register as a Republican, there's only one Republican running for mayor, so there was no primary. And he has no chance of winning. He didn't even want to run. They don't campaign. They don't do anything because they know they have no shot. The only way to flip these cities, actually, there's two ways now. There's two ways. Here's how you take back America, everyone. One of them, you guys are not going to be happy with, but it's the truth. It's to flood the cities with red votes. Everybody needs to move back, and then they won't know. They won't be expecting it, and then the city will have to flip. But the other way is to find a Democrat, like someone like me who was a Democrat. I was a Democrat for like 30 years of my life. How old was I in 2016? Yeah, 30 years of my life. I was a Democrat, even as a kid. Like, we did school elections.
Yeah. I remember those.
Well, because my parents, in the school election, I voted Mondale instead of Reagan. So, Democrat, my whole life. You need to find someone like that.
You know what's...
And flip them. Like, they get elected as a Democrat. I'm like, what? Didn't it just happen in Dallas? A Democrat turned Republican while in office?
So. Yeah.
That's the way to flip the cities. A Trojan horse. That's what we have to do. We have to find candidates.
Right. They do it enough.
Horse.
We should too.
What's funny is, and I want to ask your guys' opinion on this, as because I think it's a misdirect, but the majority of the Republicans now want Trump to run for House Speaker.
Oh, it's not happening. The vote happened today.
Did it?
It's between Jordan and Jeffries.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know who won because I fell asleep.
Hopefully Jordan gets it. Jeffries is in the...
I'd like to see Jordan actually gave a or no, it was Trump who gave his recommendation for Jordan.
Yes, and so did McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were when I fell asleep. That's why I fell asleep, is because I was watching it, and it's such a slow process. Every Democrat voted for Jeffries. But there were 20 Republicans who voted other.
I just wonder, though, when that was a thing, like when they were trying to make that a thing, I'm wondering if there was something going on behind closed doors to where they were saying, hey, if you promise to run for House Speaker, then we'll forgive you of all your crimes, and just as long as you promise to never run for president again. I wonder if that might have been a factor. I'm not saying it was. I'm saying it is my opinion, for YouTube purposes. But
I agree with your opinion only because I saw him make no moves to actually do that, but it was in the news. Everyone was talking about it. So I believe that's a very good possibility. Again, our opinion only. YouTube, it's just an opinion. I agree with you.
It just seems like why all of a sudden were they just on his side? Just yeah, go ahead and run. It's like, don't you guys, even the Republicans, don't you guys hate him? Like, it just seemed a little too suspicious for me. I don't know. Jeff, what are your thoughts on all this?
Which part?
About them maybe behind closed doors saying to Trump, what is your opinion about that? Like, do you think that was a misdirect for him to not run for president?
They might have brought it up to him, but he would never agree to it.
Oh no. He actually wants to fix the country.
Yeah. That's what they don't want.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I think if he was president, nothing would have went down between Russia and the Ukraine, because he would have been able to be diplomatic with them and been able to come to terms, because that's what he does. He's a good businessman.
Right.
And the other thing is, he had friends, allies, I should say, within Russia, Ukraine, China. He was the only president, I think, just walked right up to, what's his name? Rocket Man, Little Rocket Man.
Kim Jong-un, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Kim Jong-woo or whatever. But he was the only one, and he walked up to him without any security around him. Like, just walked right up.
So that's what we needed, and that's what we had, and it was good. A president with balls.
Yeah. And one more thing I like to add before you guys jump in is, like, this whole thing that happened with Israel, I don't think even it would have gone down. I think he would have been able to negotiate with them.
I could tell you this without going too deep into it, because I don't want to, because it upsets me. Yeah. This thing with Israel has pissed me off more than anything that has happened so far. The stuff I'm seeing from the left. And
I agree.
Being born a Jew, it makes me even more angry.
Yeah.
I agree. Like, I just saw today a tweet from Pink apologizing for flags on her stage because her fans were upset that she was flying Israeli flags in her show. And she's like, they're not Israeli flags. I forget what they were. But the thing is, because they were something weird. But I don't know how any Jewish person is okay with this. No. Like, how are you okay with that? Like, why? No. Absolutely not.
That's the thing, is a lot of people in Hollywood, and I'm not trying to sound stereotyping here, but a lot of them are Jewish.
Yeah. And a lot of them are idiots.
Yeah. It's like, well, how can they go against that? That's just like, I know why. It's because it's the popular thing. Like, oh, we have to agree. We have to agree with them, or we'll lose our status or whatever. I know that's why.
Yeah.
All I know
it just goes to show you how spineless they are. And they have no integrity.
The one upstairs ain't going to be happy.
What's that?
I'll tell you that.
That's right.
Nobody's supposed to mess with Israel.
Yeah,
that's right.
Is that in the Bible? And that's kind of what made me think about all this Armageddon and stuff like that. Like, I don't mean to scare anybody or anything like that, but I do think we're kind of living in end times.
It seems that way. Definitely.
It absolutely does.
Well, if it is, then you know the two angels will come along to protect Israel. Israel has nothing really to worry about. They'll be protected.
I just don't understand how anybody could stick up for terrorists who killed babies and did all those unspeakable horrors to innocent people. They should be ashamed of themselves.
I agree.
I think everyone agrees.
You
Like-
guys ever watch JP Reacts?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I love watching his stuff. He had something on there. A guy did like a parody of a Hollywood actor, and he was saying, "Well, what do I tweet? I don't know what to tweet. Are we supposed to be against Israel or against Palestine?" I was like, but the way he did it, though, you could tell he was doing like a parody, you know, because that's how they do. They're like, well, what is this? What are the other actors? What are they tweeting? You know?
Yeah, it's what they fought. That's the thing. That's why we call them sheeple. They
Yep.
don't think for themselves. They don't
Yeah.
use common sense.
What's the TV telling me to do now?
Right?
Mhm.
Freaking morons.
I tell you, I thought it was bad when we saw people wear masks in their cars, and like now every time I see someone wearing a mask, I'm like Democrat.
Yeah.
There's no ands ifs or buts because I still see it. It blows my mind.
I
Yeah,
still see it too.
Now,
A lot of it.
they're I'm not gonna say who, but someone told me that the doctors they had to wear one because the doctor was getting over having it.
mm,
And that makes sense for the doctor to be wearing it because they're, if you're sick, yeah, okay,
right.
I get it.
So let
Keep
the
your
doctor
germs to
wear it. Why
yourself.
does everybody else have to? It's their
Exactly. That's
business.
what I was thinking,
Exactly.
right.
Here's the thing: your arm, like the human forearm, has got more protection than any paper mask. I mean, you're more likely to get struck by lightning than you are to get what just from someone sneezing from across the room. Now, if they sneeze directly on you or cough directly on you, then yeah, you're
And
probably
so what if they do? Who cares? I've never seen so many people be so scared of getting sick.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I catch everything. Like I've had that thing twice now,
Mhm.
and I catch everything. And it used to annoy the crap out of me when I'd be on the bus or the subway, and people don't care. They don't cover their mouths at all. They just cough and sneeze, and they don't cover their mouths. And I'm like, wow, really? So now I have to get sick, thanks.
That
Yeah,
And I would get sick every time,
right.
every time. If someone was like not just coughing once or twice, I'm talking about like, they were obviously sick, coughing and sneezing, and because I'm in this
Yeah.
bus or subway, I get sick. But
Why would they do that? It's like,
Yeah, I've
But-
rode the bus before, and
Common
with somebody
sense.
sitting behind me and just coughing all over my back of my head. I'm like, dude.
yeah, but the thing is, they still do it now.
Yeah.
After everything we've been through, they're still
Mhm.
doing it now. Like there was a woman just coughing her brain down the street, and I'm like, I guess you're outside though, so I'm not worried about that. But on the bus or the subway, or an airplane or something like that.
You're in close quarters there, yeah.
Another
Yeah.
thing that gets me is when they leave the masks laying around.
And they just throw it on the ground. I know.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
you were worried and aware enough to wear it, but you don't care after that.
It's like,
Yeah,
yeah.
don't even get me started.
Let somebody else have
No,
my
you're
job. Here you go.
he's getting me started now. Here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
The pollution from the masks, the gloves, all that stuff is insane. Okay? But God forbid a store gives you a plastic bag for your stuff. God forbid you have bags to carry your groceries home
Oh, God.
that are all covered in plastic
Yep.
inside the bag. God forbid they give you a plastic bag but then they use a trash bag made of plastic underneath to throw the trash away.
I know.
God forbid
Kind of
you
like
have a
the.
plastic straw, but they give you a plastic cup and a
I
lid.
was just gonna
I
say that.
don't
I was going to say the
understand it.
paper straws. Yeah.
Like, what?
We
How do they
help.
not realize how stupid and hypocritical it is that I can't have a plastic straw? I gotta drink a drink from a sippy cup like a 2-year-old. Like literally, that's the lids now at Wawa. It's like a sippy cup. I
So
can't have a straw unless I ask for one. And it's all because of plastic straws. Okay, but I got a plastic cup with a sippy cup lid.
I know.
What
Yeah.
the heck? Like, how do people not see how stupid they are?
Yeah,
'Cause
how
that
do
is
they not
so
see that?
stupid.
It should
If
be
you
common
guys believe
sense.
that, please, just use your brain for 1 second, please. Just
And
1 second, and say, okay, I've been against these plastic bags. Okay, great. Except we did reuse them. They are recyclable, but we can't have them now. But my hot dogs, my cereal, everything is wrapped in plastic. Everything is
yeah.
wrapped in plastic. So why can't I, a disabled person who uses a cane, not have a bag to carry my groceries? Unless, of course, I want to pay 30 cents for a paper
Yep.
bag that used to be free. And the
So,
paper bags are like paper thin and rip, not like they used to be. Or
another thing,
Mhm.
people always used to say, I remember in the 90s, no styrofoam cups. What happened to that? Now they're everywhere.
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't see styrofoam anywhere.
I see it everywhere.
Oh, they don't have it here still.
Oh, they
But
don't?
that's no, but that's what ruined McDonald's. That's why all your food
Yeah.
comes to you cold.
Yeah.
People complain that their food is cold when it gets to them from McDonald's. Well, that's why. It used to be in styrofoam for a reason.
Well, they
Keep
did
the
get
heat
rid
in.
of it. Yeah, but they still use styrofoam cups at plenty of fast food places and all kinds of different places here.
Well,
Yeah, but see, I'm
I'm a
in Philly.
witness that McDonald's food is fresh. I swear to God it is. I'm not kidding you. I know I'm the cook. Okay? And there's days I'm practically running through that restaurant fixing food all day long. So yes, it is fresh.
Oh yeah, I know it's fresh. It's not that. It's that by the time you get home,
There's
it's
so
cold.
many out there, it's hard to imagine it's cold because it's coming right off the grill, right out of the fryer vat. So I
No,
don't
I'm
know
talking about
what's
like
happening.
I'm talking about by the time they drive home, like
Yeah,
the
definitely
drive-through.
by the time they drive home it would be, but
Yeah, but
Right.
not. But
I've
it
heard lots
wasn't.
of people complain it's cold by the time they, take it out of the bag right at the window, stick it to their mouth. It's like, no,
No, they're lying there.
Yeah.
No, but I'm talking about like when your Egg McMuffin came in a little styrofoam container, it was still hot when you got it home.
Yeah. I
That
remember
was the whole point of styrofoam.
Kept in the heat like coffee cups.
I always hated styrofoam when my kids were little because you know what happens to styrofoam.
Chew on it and make noises.
It ended up all over the house.
Yeah.
Because they like to bite into it and then spit it everywhere. Why? I don't know.
I remember those days.
But the plastic bags piss me off the most because everything's in plastic. The trash is in plastic, but I can't carry groceries home in bags. And if I don't bring them, if I forget to bring them, which is something like having someone who only has one hand free at all times carry bags into a store is a pain in the butt to begin with.
Right.
Okay. So, but if I forget them, now I got to shell out a few dollars for bags when I don't even need them because I have 100 at home now. You see what I'm saying? Like it's just wrong. It hurts
We
people who
don't
are
have
poor.
that. We still get plastic bags.
No, they've been banned here for about 3 years, 4
Really?
years. Yeah, they're banned.
Yeah.
And like I said, you have to buy paper bags now, and the paper bags have to be a certain percent recycled, so they're paper thin. They rip. They're not like the heavy card, like the thick paper bag. I forget what they were made out of. It was like, they were rough. You'd
I
use
know
them
what you're saying.
You cannot use the paper bags you have to pay 30 cents for here.
I'll
30
tell
cents
you-
a bag
I'll
for a
tell you
paper bag that
this.
rips.
I'll tell you this. We still have plastic bags, but here's the problem. the quality of them have gone down. Like if I get, even if they double bag something, like I'll get a rip like on the side or the handle or
Me
something,
too.
and it'll just like you drop it either in the street as you're carrying it to your house, or you lose it even in the car on the way home.
How
Yeah, but
about
what-
the plastic that carries the bottled waters?
Oh yeah, the plastic that carries the bottled waters now is weak too. Like
Yeah.
did you notice that? Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's super thin because they're trying to cut. Well, that's because of inflation. They're cutting pennies
Right.
and using a thinner grade of plastic. But the paper here is because it has to be a certain percent recycled. You know how like paper bags when we were kids, they had a rough feeling to them.
Oh
Ours
yeah.
they're smooth. Ours are like perfectly smooth. And I'm
Oh.
not kidding you when I say they are paper thin, like printer paper thin.
Oh,
And you gotta pay 30 cents for them.
that's crazy.
We need to make plastic great again.
I know.
Seriously. But I got to tell you, there are stores like Walmart that uses plastics made from plants. And they're actually better than plastic bags. They're thicker,
Really?
they're reusable, they're wonderful, but they're expensive. So the
Mhm.
other stores aren't using them. Rite Aid does sometimes. But like the grocery stores, forget it, because they're too expensive for the grocery stores. They're not making enough money. The regular little grocery, like we have Acme, which is like a shoot off of Albertsons. Acme and ShopRite, they don't use them.
Oh wow, they
sounds
still have
like-
Acme.
I was gonna say it sounds like where the Wile E. Coyote shops.
When I was
It
a
is.
kid, I thought they were one and the same.
So did I.
Uh-huh. Oh, you know, Acme's actually used for a lot of product placements and TV shows and movies, and the I know I'm getting to sound like a little bit of a nerd here, but the chemical plant where Jack Napier was transformed into the Joker is actually called Acme.
Yeah, because Acme is a general word, but
Yeah.
but there's actually a business called Acme.
Hmm.
Acme Markets.
I wonder if you can order Advils from them.
It doesn't say Acme on the packaging. Just like
it doesn't?
Walmart's. No, just like Walmart's is Equate.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, true. Yeah. I heard something's going on with those Equate products. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Oh no, not Equate. American Value or Great Value. Great Value.
Oh, Great Value, yeah. Which Equate is the pharmacy stuff, and Great Value is the food stuff.
Right. But there's something going on, and here's something I already knew, like your sauces, like your steak sauce and hot sauces and stuff like that. Like they use fish products inside the sauces, like I think on one steak sauce I read where they use sardines and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
Huh?
the fish stuff, that's the have you heard about the fact that there's 5 tastes? It's not just like salty, sweet, sour. There's also umami flavor, and that's what fish is. Well, actually, umami is like fish, meats, tomatoes. It's like a savory flavor, and that if they add it in, that's like adding in MSG, but naturally, is by adding that fish stuff to it. But that's like that all over the world. It's called gyros in Greek and garum in Italian, and soy sauce and MSG in Asia, in China. So it's the same thing. It's not meant for you to taste it though. It's just meant to like make the flavor bolder, I guess, of whatever you're eating. So if it's tomato sauce, it makes the tomato sauce have, a bolder flavor. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm gonna ask you 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're Italian, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I knew that, but I just had to throw that out there. So there are certain foods that are from certain regions that people have never heard of, and when I mention them, they're like, "Huh? What the heck is that?" But actually, a couple of those foods are on like your major food shows or whatever. And one of the major things I notice when I ask anyone if they've ever tried polenta they just look at me like, huh, what the heck is that? And trying to explain that it's more like a kind of like a cornmeal type of a dish, but you put spaghetti sauce or tomato sauce, I should say, on it. And traditionally, like the old time Italians who are from Italy, who actually brought the recipe over to America, like during the Depression years, they actually used to use rabbit in it, and they called it rabbit polenta, and that was a big dish that my grandma would make every so often, because you couldn't make it too often because some of the ingredients it just took a long time to make, But that's what we had. Now, have you ever had polenta?
Not with rabbit.
Hmm.
And my grandmother used to use it in baking as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because if you let polenta dry, it can be cut with a knife.
Oh, cool.
And she would add it to like a biscuit, so like making like a polenta biscuit,
Oh, that's cool.
the leftover stuff.
But see,
But
that was
not with rabbit. That might
well,
be a regional thing too.
yeah,
To add
that
the rabbit.
is. My great grandfather, who came over from Sicily, he did a lot of rabbit hunting when he got like over here, and there was a lot of coal mines here, and he worked in the coal mines, and they didn't have very much money. In fact, my great grandpa, I can remember being little, and this has definitely got to be a depression thing where you didn't get a whole napkin. Like, he would rip a napkin in half and give it to you. I mean, you think about back in the days, like back in those days, like back in the, I guess, what was it, 20s and 30s, like, and even the 40s, maybe, kind of, where they were living during the Depression, they had to come up with ways like that. And that's got to carry on, even after, like, years after, like, you carry on those habits that you do, like conserving water, like only flushing the toilet like so many times, or everyone uses the same bath water, which is gross.
Oh God, yeah, I don't even want to think about that one.
But that they did that back in those days, and
yeah, they did. And then they'd wash clothes with that water too, which makes no sense.
Oh yeah, no, thank you.
I just want to say, in the chat, there was something in the chat. Oh, John Nada says MSG being harmful is actually a myth, and that is correct. Believe it or not, it cracks me up is when they call racism on everything, and that it was actual racism apparently, where people would call it, like the name was Chinese food illness or sickness or something, and that's why you see all your Chinese food restaurants saying no MSG on their thing. Basically, people would complain of limbs going numb, their tongue going numb, migraines, and other random symptoms whenever they had Chinese food with MSG, and they claimed it was the MSG. MSG is in everything. It's just different names. It's monosodium glutamate, right? Monosodium glutamate. Yeah. So it's in Doritos. It's in any like addictive snack on the market. It's in all of them. It's in Pringles. It's in everything. So yeah, no, MSG, complete myth. You eat MSG, I guarantee it. You have it at least once a week.
Yeah.
But it makes the food like 10 times better.
As with a lot of those things, though, I think a lot of it's psychological, because people hear that and then they go, oh yeah, that happened to me. I had those symptoms after eating Chinese food.
Yes, and I also don't think it's racism. I think it's more people being afraid of things that they've never had before.
Yeah, I don't. That's the thing that kills me is when they call Trump racist because he said Chinese virus. It's like,
well, we still say the oh God, what was it called? The flu. What was the flu in 1915?
Was that like
Spanish flu?
What is it?
Spanish flu.
Spanish
flu.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that wasn't racist. Why is Chinese virus or Chinese flu racist.
Because Trump said it.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. It's not
Thank you.
racist. It's that
It comes
stating
from
where
China.
it came from.
I love the way he says that, by
Me
the way.
too.
It comes from China.
I guess German measles is racist too, because it came
Yes.
from
Yeah.
Germany.
Hey, what about the there's you know what's funny is like there was a lot of things that we used to say, not we, but our parents and grandparents used to say that was definitely racist. Like I'll give you one example. I won't actually say the word, but those nuts, the Brazilian nuts, I can remember my grandpa and even like my mom calling them the N-word toes because that's what they were shaped like, black people's toes. But they didn't say it like African American toe or anything like that. They actually said the N-word. Now that was straight up racist.
Yeah, I've never heard that term in my life. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, that's what they used to call those.
That is bad.
Yeah, I know.
But on the flip side, they call us a C word, which I'm not going to say because it is racist. They're calling us, slave owners cracking the whip, and no one bats an eye at that. That's what they're calling us. That's what the saltine word is.
Yeah.
Is calling us. They're calling us slave owners cracking a whip. That is what they're calling us. That is racist too, and that's okay. That word is fine. Blows my mind. Blows my mind.
My thing with the other word is if you're so offended by it, stop using it yourself. Otherwise, you look like a freaking idiot.
No,
Yeah,
you just look hypocritical.
How
Yeah.
are we supposed to take you seriously when you're using the very word you're telling us not to use?
that's just like when they even back in the day when they used to use it in rap songs and stuff, and then
They still do.
yeah, they still do. And then when a white person's in their car singing, they'll say that part to themselves, I guess. But it's so funny. Like you'll see a movie or something where they'll actually do that. They'll roll up the window and say that part to themselves. But you're right. It's like, why do you expect others not to use it if you're going to use it yourself?
Right.
And
Be the example you want set.
right.
Otherwise, you're an idiot. How could anybody take you seriously?
Another thing that bugs me is like, why is it okay for people to say Dago or WAP or Guinea or Greaseball? That's okay.
Yeah.
Those words are okay
Or
too.
Guido.
Yeah. I actually had a friend that was named John Guido, and that was his last name. But it's like, it's okay for that. It's okay to call someone a Mick or a potato head or, like an Irish person,
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay too. Like, why? Why is that okay? It shouldn't be, you know?
That's why I can't take it seriously. I don't like double standards. They drive me crazy, and I can't take it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
There was a video I was watching, I think it was the other day, where a black woman got on and said, you know what? I just wish all you white people would just leave me alone. And it's like, excuse me. And then when you try to call them out for being racist, they're like, oh, you can't be racist against white people. Like, why? It's the same.
Sure, you
That's
can.
nothing. There's clips I've seen where a girl calls white people mayo monsters,
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding?
and that's okay.
Whatever happened to two wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah. There was somebody, this is a little off topic, but kind of on topic. But there was somebody I was talking to. And as I get to talking to more and more people, I realize I really don't like talking to people. But there was somebody I was talking to, and we were talking about the presidents, and they had mentioned Lincoln. And they mentioned like bad things that I'm like, what bad things did he do? he helped free the slaves, and they're like, oh well, that was just blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, man. Just bag my groceries.
That would drive me nuts. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to talk to that person. It's pure ignorance.
I do need to address the chat for 1 second.
Huh.
I don't think master bath or bedroom is racist. That means
No.
master of the house,
Right.
like the master of the family,
Mm-hmm.
the parents. The master bedroom and bath goes to the parents. They're the masters of the family of the house. So that's how I see it. I've never seen it as anything else but that until they started telling us it was racist.
It's so stupid.
Yeah,
We keep
and
trying to look for racism where there isn't any. Stop looking for it.
Exactly. But you know what else is like? We just had Columbus Day not too long ago, and of course they had to attach Indigenous People Day onto it. But what grinds my gears is the number of people that don't realize the actual history of Christopher Columbus, and they talk down to him because he owned slaves. It's like, wait a minute, everybody owns, not everybody, but a lot of people owned slaves back in those days.
But wait, and on top of that, they conveniently leave out that Columbus and his men teamed up with the natives to go against another tribe that were cannibals. They literally eat children. And those are the people that they murdered, not they teamed up with them. They
Kind of
leave
an
that out
important part to leave
to
out.
get rid of the bad guys.
Goes against the narrative.
Of course it does.
What really kills me is when they said that they brought blankets over that was covered in what was it, chicken pox or whatever.
Smallpox, and
Smallpox.
again, it wasn't on purpose. They didn't know. It's because they weren't exposed to it.
That
They were
kills
doing a good thing. They didn't know that they were going to get sick.
Yeah, the point
a low
is,
intelligence person to apply today's pathetic standards to back then too. Which is
And it's some mental gymnastics that they do. Really,
Big time
they
mental
really
gymnastics.
have to do it.
Yeah.
Turn everything good bad.
Nobody
We would
wants
not
to
be here if not for Amerigo Vespucci and
Right.
Columbus. We would not be here.
Wants to do actual gymnastics anymore, just mental gymnastics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one thing that drove me crazy. Like my cousin had made a statement on Facebook. I'm not naming any names, of course, but they were like talking about the slogan "Make America Great Again," and she was like, "Oops, I guess I gave away the gender." But they were like, "What was so great about America before?" And I'm sitting there going, what are you talking about? Do you not know that you live in a country where you can just say whatever you want? And you, being female, you have the right to vote. You have the right to have your own broadcast, say whatever you want. Well, almost anything you want. You have the right to go out and get a job and build your own
drive
success and stuff.
Even
it's like,
drive.
To thrive.
In some places they can't even drive.
Yeah. It's like, do you not know that in the Middle East how suppressed their women are?
Right.
And it drove me nuts. And I was like, and second of all, it was Ronald Reagan who had that slogan originally, and Trump just borrowed it. Like he borrowed from it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think his was "Make America Great,"
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're
and
saying
that's a Mandela effect for me. I don't remember that, and that's not the only one. There's another one too.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
I don't remember that at all. I don't remember Reagan's slogan being that. The other one was "Keep America Great."
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't remember this at all.
I don't remember the "Keep America Great," but I do remember "Make America Great."
I don't remember.
I don't.
Yeah, these people are so stupid.
Yeah.
If they spent just a few minutes in another country, they would know.
Well, Like Saudi, you mean like Dubai? In
Mm.
Dubai, you can't
Yeah.
drink. You could literally die for drinking and for being LGBT at all.
Oh yeah, yeah,
They're so stupid just
Yeah,
because
you get
America's not
murdered.
perfect.
There's
That,
little girls. I've seen videos where little girls are getting beat up by grown men if they're not wearing the wraps correctly. They get their private parts burned.
yeah.
I mean, people really honestly have no clue.
And forget about being LGBT in those countries. They'll kill you.
yeah.
Hmm. So it,
Hmm.
you have it wonderful here. It's wonderful here.
Yeah.
This is and anyone will tell you that there's a reason why people want to come here.
Yeah. And just because it's not perfect doesn't mean it's terrible.
Exactly. Exactly. It's just amazing to me that they don't they teach our children to hate this place, and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Hell, I remember going to school and having first thing having to say the Pledge of Allegiance.
They don't do it anymore.
Oh no,
They
That's
don't?
sick.
no.
That's sick.
That is.
I will be right back. You guys continue talking. I
Okay.
have to heat up my coffee. It's ice cold and I can't do it.
Oh no, no. I understand.
I'll be right back.
I don't understand how people can drink the iced coffees. I really don't. It's just,
I like them.
yeah. Well,
Wait, before I leave, I have to step in.
okay.
The iced coffee that I love from Wawa, the reason why I love it is because it's not coffee. It's coffee Kona concentrate. So it's
Hmm.
the soda of coffees. And real coffee, when it's made cold, like has like an oily. That's why I have to go heat this up. But
Okay.
that doesn't because it's not coffee.
I got
So
you.
the fake coffees I like cold, but not the real stuff. That's all. Just need to add that in. I'll be back.
She slides away with the pimp bass line.
Huh. So why is it called Taco Tuesday? Well, it's basically because we talk and it's Tuesday and I did a play on words. This was years ago. I think it was actually it might have been Saji who came up with the name. He's like, why don't we call it Taco Tuesday? And I haven't done one in a while. And tonight I feel like our conversations are pretty much holding up the live stream. Like I don't even feel like doing folders tonight. I'm kind of enjoying this conversation. Anybody?
I just wanted to hear you talk to yourself longer.
Oh, I see. I do talk to myself a lot. But I do enjoy this kind of format where we're just chatting and talking about stuff that matters. Not saying that the Mandela effect doesn't matter. It does, but every once in a while, you just want to do something different. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Especially about things that grinds Hebrews gears.
Well, things that grind everybody's gears.
I agree with you. I had to step away for a minute, but I heard you, and I agree with you.
Okay, cool. No, it's nice talking about Mandela effects. Don't get me wrong. I love it, but it's like just every once in a while you might want to do a broadcast where we just chill because that's all part of it.
See, I like talking about it, but I don't like talking about it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I need a break from it so it doesn't get stale for me. Not that it ever would, but I like talking about other things too, and maybe tying the Mandela effect in with the other things, but still talking about the other things.
Oh yeah, like we kind of briefly mentioned a few Mandela effects here tonight that have naturally worked its way into our conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what I like is when it comes naturally, like you're talking, and then oh yeah, by the way, there's a Mandela effect about that, you know?
Yeah. And that's fine. But I feel like if we talk about it too much, too much of a good thing is not good
Right.
with anything, even the
Just like
Mandela effect.
just like I would love to have some chocolate chip ice cream right now, but I can't just sit there and go through a carton of chocolate chip ice cream.
Right. Exactly. That's a good analogy.
Mm-hmm. I hate using that analogy because I know whose favorite flavor that is. I don't like that guy at all, but but yeah. But
It's Biden's favorite flavor.
Yeah, he talks about it all the time. I think if I'm not, unless it's just a parody where people have talked about it so much that now I believe it actually is. You run into that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you sit back and you think about the stuff like we do. And it's kind of like when I do my AI voices with Trump and Rogan and whoever, it's kind of like it's things that that he would actually say,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's probably not anything that he's ever said. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a different reality type of thing where people remember the parody more than they remember the actual person.
That's
Just like
true.
when George Bush was president, a lot of Saturday Night Live that always done skits on him like he was just dumb as shit, and I still think that.
I think that too. I didn't like him.
I didn't either.
I didn't like any president except for Trump.
Yeah.
And Reagan. I liked Reagan.
Yeah. What's funny is about Reagan is, everybody liked him. Democrats, Republicans, they all liked Reagan.
A lot of Democrats didn't, but some of them did. Some of them.
That's the funny thing about him was like, even though he was like, he came out of Hollywood or whatever, he was very relatable. Like he could tell a story or a joke, and it could be like an off-colored joke even, and everybody just thought it was hilarious. And
he seemed like an okay guy to me.
Yeah, I think so.
I haven't liked anybody that's followed him since, except for Trump.
Here's the thing, though. I will say this: before I knew anything about Pizzagate or all that other stuff that the Clintons were involved in, like I was kind of naive back in the 90s. Let's be honest. Like I
me too.
Didn't realize any of this stuff. I kind of liked some of the things that Bill Clinton did. I liked how the economy was. I liked how.
Was it good where you were?
Huh?
Was it good where you were when he was president? Because it wasn't for me.
It was.
I never understood that whole economy thing as it related to him, because that's not what I lived through. That's not what I saw. Being where I was from, that's not where I saw what I saw.
What are you talking about? Whose economy?
Bill Clinton supposedly making the economy good. That's not what I saw living in New Jersey. I had trouble getting jobs. I just didn't think that the economy was doing so good. I didn't see people I knew doing so well. It's just, I didn't see it that way.
I was talking, but more in terms of like the way prices were, more or less.
Oh yeah, prices were cheaper then, and it cracks me up because he's a Democrat and everybody loves Hillary, but the people who would vote for Democrats for their own gain, he's the one that limited welfare. He's
Really?
the one, yes, he's the one that said, like, after this amount of kids, you don't get no more.
Oh, wow.
Like, he's the one who did that. So they voted for that.
He's also the one who said build a wall.
Yeah. They also,
Really?
Obama said that too. They all said that until
The whole
Trump
speech.
said it, and then it was wrong.
Yeah.
So
As soon as Trump said
everything
it, it was bad.
wrong. That's the thing. Like that's why we're trying to say the Democrats aren't Democrats anymore.
No.
They're not the Democrats they were before Trump. They're just not. They're not the same people. You can go back and you can hear them all ask for a wall, all say we have to slow down immigration, and they were calling it illegal immigration then.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They were
So
all
what changed?
saying it. What changed is Trump
just
said it. That's all that
Exactly.
had to happen. Trump said
Yeah.
it, and now it's awful.
it's like
Everything's wrong.
But what
And-
I want to know is why.
Hmm.
Why did they do that to him?
oh
Because they
yeah.
didn't want him to win.
But why? Initially, I don't understand how it started. Why it started.
It started when he was running. They
Mhm.
didn't want him to win because he was not part of their
Right.
club. You know what
And
I'm
that's-
saying? He could
that's the
care less
conclusion
about
they
the
came
parties.
to
He could care
as
less
well.
about the deals being made because he can't be bought. That's why.
Is
So-
it true? I got a question though. Is it true that he didn't take a salary?
It's true.
It is true. He
That's what
donated it.
That's what I thought. Is like,
They
did
won't
he
talk
like
about that because it goes against the narrative.
did he like donate it to like veterans or something?
I don't know what he did with it. All I know is he didn't take it.
At one point, I knew which charities they were. I don't remember anymore, but I
see.
know he did.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing, man, is he doesn't care about the position as far as having all the glory and all that stuff. He, to me, and I know like people think, oh, he's a billionaire and he runs his mouth a lot and blah, blah, blah. But I honestly think that he really, really does care about this country and does
He
want
does.
to see it do good. You
Because
know?
he didn't have to do any of this. He had no reason to other than to save the country.
Right.
And I have to say something in the chat. Noise Guru says Bill Clinton was the last president to balance the budget. And that's true because then the Bushes came in and it was war.
That's how they make their money. That's why
Yeah.
they're evil.
Yeah.
War's a
And
profit
Not the
machine.
only reason, but it's a
It
big
is.
reason.
and the Bushes acted more Democrat in that sense than I've ever seen.
Mhm.
That's my opinion.
And I'll tell you what, the fact that that moron got elected twice, it's like
Yeah.
back then, like I said, I was naive and I didn't understand how all of this worked. But I was like, how in the world did that many people vote for him?
They didn't.
And yeah, that's the thing. Even back then, dude, there was
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
shit
Back then it
going
was the other way around. And,
I mean,
I'm no fan of
it-
Al Gore, but the fact is they screwed him over.
people didn't seem to realize like what how stupid he was and what was going on.
I saw it right away. I
Like,
was saying to people, this guy can't become president. I can't even believe he's running. This is a joke. I didn't like him right away.
people can't see that and put two and two together and go, well, his brother was governor of Florida and he needed Florida to win. I
Yeah.
wonder.
How do you not connect those dots, right?
Yeah. But like you said, I didn't really like Al Gore, but I didn't want him to win.
I didn't want any of them to win.
Oh, yeah.
I
Nothing.
never wanted any of them to win except for Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. I did not. I never cared about, and that's the thing. I never cared about politics until Trump.
Mhm.
Never. Did
Wow.
not care.
I
But that is how the
caring
whole
more.
country is now, I think.
I started caring more when George W. Bush got in.
All right, I did a little, but not as much as now.
And then when Obama got in, that's when I just got mad and stayed mad. That guy should have never been president.
You know what is funny is like everyone talks about the George Floyd incident, but nobody talks about Ferguson. And like that to me was sort of like the
That's
beginning
what started it.
yeah,
2011.
exactly. Yeah. And he
Is
was
that the one with the I can't. I get. There's so many of them now. Is that the one with the guy who is holding up the store? The big
He,
guy
Yeah,
who's saying
yeah,
he couldn't
he had
breathe.
held up.
Michael something.
He had held up a
Mike
store,
Brown.
and then they were trying to look for him. And when they found the guy that fit the description, and also they had video footage of him robbing the store, and so the cop picked him up. And the story I always remembered was he tried to grab the cop's gun, and the cop
That is what happened. But they lied and said it was hands up, don't shoot, and that's not what happened.
Yeah, and
That's
actually
the
before
narrative.
that was the Trayvon Martin incident.
No, that was the kid who had
That was after.
a play gun that looked just like a real gun.
I think that was after, wasn't
That
it?
was after.
It seemed like a bunch of incidents happened almost immediately after that involved cops.
Yeah.
That's why it's all mixed up in my head. There's too many of them.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there's a lot of things that happened in between there that no one remembers or heard about. Like the white woman who was shot by a black cop in her own driveway. She called the cops to her house because she thought someone broke into her home. She was outside in the driveway. She approached, and the guy reached over the cop driving, and shot her point blank and killed her. And she was the person who called them there.
Oh,
Like, no one talks about that. No one thinks about
because
that.
it goes against the narrative. It happens to all people, not just black people. It happens to all people.
It happens to all people. Like a man and his son in a truck. The police opened fire on them. I forget the story. I don't want to tell you the story without knowing it. I'll go look for it. But they both died, and it was I believe it was a case of mistaken identity, and no one talks about that either. I mean, it's just all they do is if a black person dies, it's on the news.
Yep.
I remember there was one story I remember with a woman who was attacked. They have footage of her being attacked by the ex, okay?
Mm-hmm.
He tried to murder her in front of her children. And the next day, Black Lives Matter was out front marching for him because he was killed by the police.
Mm-hmm.
After the police repeatedly tried to get him to come out, he was holed up in the apartment, repeatedly tried to end it peacefully. And he tried to kill her, so they had to kill him. And Black Lives Matter was out the next day, and she's outside screaming at them, "Go away. Like, don't you understand? He tried to kill me in front of my kids."
Well, they don't care. They're happy about that. They're evil.
Yeah. That's the thing.
They only march for criminals.
That's the
Black
thing.
lives don't matter a damn thing to them.
It's criminal lives matter. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. And one of the biggest things I pointed out when Black Lives Matter first came on the scene was number one, they are so exclusive with the name. Like, they did that on purpose.
Yes.
Saying that only one set of lives matter over everyone else's lives. And then when you try to be fair and say all lives matter, they get pissed at you and call you racist.
And now, why do you think that happens?
Oh, I know. It's the narrative, dude.
Yeah, because they don't want anyone else's life to matter. It's all about them. It's always been and will always be all about them.
Yeah.
But only the bad ones. They never march for the good ones.
And they never.
What about black on black crime? They don't care
I was
about
just
that.
getting ready to say that. They never march for a black guy that was shot by another black guy or anything like that.
No.
And where is that on the news, by the way? Do you ever see reports come up about black on black crime too often?
Oh, they don't want that on the news.
Yeah.
Goes against the narrative. Anything that goes against the narrative, you will not see it on the news.
But
It's all about the narrative. It's not about anybody's lives mattering or anything like that. And what did they do with that money? They bought mansions and they helped nobody.
Getting back to the whole fence thing, you reminded me by saying mansions is like everyone, when Donald Trump brought it up, everyone thought it was a dumbest idea they ever heard. And it's like, dude, how else are you going to keep out? I don't want to say the word illegals.
That's what
Illegal?
they are. They're illegal.
Yeah, keep out illegals than to build a fence. What else are you going to do? You can't just have guards standing at each, like all the way down to the border.
I hate
And-
when people say, "Oh, walls don't work." Well, they
And-
might help a little, and that's good
Yeah.
enough.
And it's the same people who have fences around their yards with freaking barbed wire at the top.
Exactly. That hypocrisy again.
Yeah. I'm going to live in a gated community to keep out all the bad people, but there aren't any bad people.
They don't want to live with them. They want you and I to live with them.
Well, yeah, look what happened. I think it was quite a few months ago when a bunch of I forget who they were, but they got in and got into Martha's Vineyard, where all the rich people hang out at. And it's like they didn't want them. They didn't want them there. They're like, no, go away.
Right? They show who they really are every time they're put to the test, don't they?
For sure. Yeah.
It's all virtue signaling bullshit.
And here's the funny thing about the wall. And I think I showed you this video where why do I keep wanting to say Biden? When Biden is now saying we're gonna build that wall, and all the Democrats that was in that room was getting mad at him. It's like now we're gonna complete the wall. Now we are. Yeah, after you let the materials sit out there for God knows how long, and not only that, but after thousands upon thousands of illegals have already gotten in, it's kind of like closing the barn door after the horses get out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And how are they going to get mad at him? They're the ones telling him what to say. He doesn't come up with anything on his own.
Yeah, that's true.
He's just the messenger.
He's the puppet.
Yeah.
And all those other guys are puppet masters.
That guy hasn't had an original idea for his entire career.
No.
It's all plagiarism.
Build back better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Show me one thing that he's built back better. You can't.
He's more or less tore it all down.
Yeah. There was nothing to build back better. It was already built better.
Yep.
They unbuilt it. They took it down with a freaking wrecking ball.
Yeah. For sure. Well, hey guys, one segment we aren't going to skip tonight is Amazon Lion's Crazy Creatures. Oh wait, no, that's Creepy Critters, right?
Yeah.
The one thing I wanted to point out before we start this is I did this backstage, but she's got the Halloween Care Bears. I don't know if you guys noticed.
Yeah, they're adorable. I was looking at her what is it called? Avatar. It's adorable.
But me and Jeff got to talking about the Care Bears, and he told me about an old Mandela effect. And
there's multiple.
Oh, I know, but that one
really big one.
That one really blew my mind, and I'd never heard it before. Jeff, do you want to tell them what that is?
Yes, Sunshine Bear has always been Funshine Bear.
Yes, that one, but
that one blew me away because it's like, how in the world they have these things on their chest that represent their personalities.
Yeah,
and there's clearly a sun on their chest.
Well, how would you draw fun? I agree with the Mandela effect. I'm just asking you, how would you draw fun?
The fun doesn't shine, the sun shines.
Exactly.
Yeah, what is funshine?
But the other one has to do with the thing on their stomach.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, what the grumpy one? What's on his belly?
thundercloud.
What's coming out of it?
I bolt of lightning, and I think some rain.
There's hearts and rain now.
That's what I was trying to remember.
What?
Yeah, hearts are there now.
Oh, you got to be
Because
joking.
that totally fits with the character, you know?
Yeah, he's grumpy, but he's going to have hearts on him.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is ridiculous, man.
And there's no bolt of lightning. It's just raindrops and hearts. But there was no hearts ever for me. They also have eyelashes now, which I don't remember. It looks ridiculous.
I remember eyelashes kind of being on the female bears, but I don't remember it being on all the bears.
It's on all the bears.
Hmm.
And there's now like 16 different versions back in the day of Cheer Bear, like where the rainbow is shaped wrong. It used to go like across his chest, and now it's like up higher. And it's, I don't know, there's so many Mandela effects with the Care Bears. It's ridiculous too. Everything's got Mandela effects. Everything.
Our whole childhood got Mandela at this point.
I know. Yeah. No, right? But this, okay, so this, I want to talk about this Halloween version of them. I think it's pretty funny. You got, I think this is Michael Myers here to the left. I know you can't see my pointy thing. And then you got Jason in the middle, and that looks like Leatherface to the right. And in the middle, I believe that's Freddy.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Instead of Care Bears, it's October, so it's Scare Bears.
And it's also an upside down rainbow.
Oh, there you go. I did not notice that. But what do we got? Whoops, wrong screen. What do we got lined up for today's? You know what? Before you answer that Amazon line, here is your intro for Creepy Critters. Okay, where is it? Okay, there we go. Something worth mentioning here is that it seems like a really long intro.
I like it.
You don't think I should shorten it just a little?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. I really dig it.
I got you. All right. What do we have for them tonight, Amazon?
Well, I've got about, looks like 5 short videos here. We're actually going to do 2 creepy critters tonight. One, and we're probably a lot of us are familiar with them. One being the praying mantis, and the second being the Black Widow.
All right. This video.
So hopefully these will play, and share them if you like.
Okay, I think it's Science with Kids is the name of the
And share the video, that way if they would like to subscribe to their channel, they can.
Paste.
And this is for educational purposes.
Get this Sorry, I gotta get this going again. That's YouTube. We don't want YouTube. Oh yeah, remove. Stop the screen and get it started again. Okay. There we go. And what the heck? Oh, there it is. Okay. I got it. There we go. Let me get the bigger screen going. And there they are. Science with Kids.
Praying mantis facts. Praying mantis are insects. Their closest bug relatives are
Ew.
cockroaches, crickets, stick insects.
You know, cockroaches really freak me out, dude.
These are actually animals that they're related to.
But cockroaches freak me out, no man. Like, even more so. I know they can't bite you or poison you or whatever, but they can bite you. But I mean, like, they don't generally bite people, and they don't poison people. And that, in that sense, then they're a better insect than all the other ones. But when you look at them, they're just all creepy and skeleton looking, and they just got all those spiny things on their legs, and their antennas are gross. Did you hear that? I got the willies.
Oh yeah, you're going to. That's why it's called creepy critters. That's
Boy.
the whole idea.
And those little assholes, they get in the corner and they can see you ain't got no shoes on. So they go scurrying off all over your living room, and you're trying to quickly get a shoe on or get your flip-flop or whatever. And by the time you get it on, you go over to squish the little bastard. He's already taken off running because he knows you're putting your shoes on. He just knows it.
Okay, listen, I need to tell you something.
Oh boy. Okay, what's wrong?
If you do that, if you are able to catch them, you need to immediately get some sort of cleaning agent and clean that area ASAP. Like, I mean, like, after, obviously, you clean up the bug. I mean, clean the floor. Because the scent of that attracts more.
Oh, yeah. You know, I was watching a video earlier today, I think it was, do not kill ants. Because they do that, too.
Yeah. That, and it, you know, like, not only does the cockroach, it's not the cockroach itself, but their droppings that can actually make you sick.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So, it's like their final FU to you is that, you know, you kill them, they'll bring more of their buddies. So make sure you clean that up.
I usually just get a paper towel and just scoop them up and put them in the toilet, but
that's not enough. You
right.
need to get some cleaning agent immediately and clean the area.
Huh? So they will smell those pheromones that they give off when they die.
Exactly.
Okay, interesting. But I hate cockroaches. Oh my God, they're just so. Oh man, sorry. In fact, every time I watch Men in Black, like the original movie, the first one, I cannot stand that scene where he goes inside that cockroach. It's, oh my God. Whew. Anyway,
thank you for that.
And termites.
Oh, sorry.
Praying mantis have 3 main body parts, similar to other insects. These body parts include the head, thorax, and abdomen. Praying mantis have 6 legs, including their distinctive 2 thicker front legs that appear like they are praying. They use their front legs to hold onto their prey after they catch them. Praying mantis are a type of insect called mantids.
Look at those eyeballs.
Did you know that there are over 2,000
He looks like he needs glasses.
I know.
Praying mantis are born from an egg.
Yuck.
Praying mantis have a unique long body with a hard exoskeleton. Their exoskeleton has colors and features.
I'll tell you what, man, they can blend in the grass like really good. And it's just like the walking sticks. You guys know what I'm talking about, those walking stick bugs?
Yep.
They can blend into wood, and even like you look at the ground and you think you're picking up a regular stick and it's that bug, and then you freak out at first.
I think the leaf bugs are cool.
We've seen the leaf bugs, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, those things are weird, man. You think it's a bunch of leaves on a tree, and you walk by, and all of a sudden the leaves start flying off. Those flying off, those things are weird, dude. Like, I don't know.
That look like the plants where the praying mantis lives. Sometimes their exoskeleton looks almost identical to plant leaves or flower petals. Praying mantis have a unique head. They have the ability to turn their head up to 180 degrees.
Like the
Praying mantis
Exorcist.
are the only known insects to be able to turn their head this way. A praying
Okay.
mantis has a compound eye. Their compound eye has hundreds of lenses,
Wow.
each lens like its own video camera, helping the mantis to see its surroundings.
That wouldn't make me disoriented. I don't think I could have eyes like that. You know, like all of a
I don't
sudden,
even want to imagine
All
because
of us.
from the looks of it, it looks like it's seeing just different colors and maybe a tiny
Yeah.
bit of an image.
Well, all of a sudden would be disorienting, but that's all they've known.
true. I think aren't flies' eyes the same way like this?
Flies, bees.
I don't know, man. I'll tell you what, though. I don't want to suddenly be changed into a fly or anything like that and then have to see like this the rest of my life, like Jeff Goldblum in the remake of The Fly. Ugh.
Well, if you were a fly, your life wouldn't be very long anyway.
No, but that scene where his skin is all peeling off and he's all gooey and stuff, that creeps me out too, man. He's actually turning into a fly. It's good cinematography work, but
I never really cared for him or that movie.
really,
Yeah, I'm not a fan of his at all.
no.
I don't know what it is about him, but he annoys me.
There's a lot of people that feel that way, but I just like listening to his voice because he's the most imitated voice around. It's like he does all those long pauses, like you know, like that. And I think that's what annoys people about him because he's just so dry, you know, like
Yeah. He's kind of boring to me.
yeah. I get that.
Of course.
But I will though give him credit for The Fly. I think he was very good in that.
He was good in it. It's just not my cup of tea, you know.
Yeah. And I kind of liked him in the Independence, the first one. I didn't
He
like.
was good in that.
Yeah. But the Jurassic Park, when he was in that, though, man, and it's not really his fault so much. I guess it is the writers, but he's like, "Well, that's a big pile done." And it's like, okay, that's you're stating the obvious, but like, I didn't like him in that. I'll admit it. The Jurassic Park movies.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of those to begin with.
I liked the first two, and then after that, it was like, oh, what are you guys doing? You're just remaking a remake of a remake. Like,
Yeah, enough already.
how many times can dinosaurs get loose and destroy everything? How many
They don't
movies you gonna make about
learn
that?
anything from the last however many movies it was.
Yeah. Like, you think the scientists would learn after the second time?
Right?
Yeah. But I did like the first one. I thought that was pretty cool. It had some pretty good graphics for the time.
Yeah,
I do
I
remember.
liked it back then,
Mm-hmm.
but I never cared to watch it again after that.
Yeah, that's kind of true. I don't think I've ever had the need to like I have friends that have those like on DVD and whatever, and they watch them over and over again. I will do that with some movies, obviously, but there are other movies where I'm just like, I watch it one time, I'm good.
Yeah, me too. I have kind of weird taste in movies anyway. I'm not really a big fan of the kind of movies that most people watch. I like comedies and a lot of like teen movies and stuff like that for some reason. But I'm not really a fan of like the big blockbuster type movies.
Agreed.
I like the mafia movies a lot, though.
Yeah, I do too. I We were talking about that the other day, because I don't just watch those. I watch the documentaries too, and me and the Amazon line was talking about the other day because when I had a procedure done, and when I was under, they said that when I came to, and I don't remember any of this. She's the one that told me about it. When I came to, they told her like I was saying when the nurses were coming to get me to take me to the recovery room, I was like, "Is the mafia coming to get me?" So apparently, I watch a little too much.
Well, I knew it was him right away because I thought I heard him talking, and then I guess they must have rounded the corner in the hallway we were in, and he said, "Are you guys the mafia?" I was like, "Yep, that one's mine." And then he gets to the room and he's like, "I just wanted to tell you nurses just how great you are. Did I?" And then he asked, "Well, can I give you a hug to thank you?" And she said, "Well, we're really not supposed to hug the patients." He said, "Well, then can I just touch you?" And he takes his finger and just boops her on the arm. And said it to her. He was just like, "Touch." I said, "Man, you got some of this stuff I can take home with me."
I'll tell you what, the anesthesia, man, it really is good stuff.
Yeah.
He was definitely out of it for a few minutes.
I did not. I was just all I remember is going under and then telling them, "Oh, I'm going. I can feel myself drifting," and I don't even think I completed my sentence. I was out like a freaking light. That's how fast that anesthesia works, man. Oh, but let's go ahead and get on with the program here, I think.
Praying mantis also have 3 simple eyes located at the front of their head near their antennae.
Antennae.
Full-grown praying mantis live in a small area their entire life. This may include only 1 or 2 plants or a tree. Praying mantis blend in with their surroundings. Prey will crawl right up to this predator. Praying mantis grab their prey extremely quickly and hold their prey with their front 2 legs. Farmers, orchard owners, and gardeners love praying mantis. Praying mantis eat a large amount of pest bugs every day without harming the plants they live around.
Get in here, cricket. Get in my belly. Oh, I guess that does it for that video. Okay. There you have it.
That one. And then the next one will be more praying mantis facts.
More
And a predator eating males.
There we
It's
go.
pretty much what happens during the process
Oh.
of making babies.
Sorry,
appearance and
guys.
predatory
Hold on.
behavior.
Where's that pause?
It has an elongated
Okay. Whoa. Gosh dang it. Sorry, guys.
The praying mantis is a fascinating
Okay,
insect
there it is at
known
the
for its
top. I accidentally clicked on it and it took me to their channel. Okay, here we go. I guess I'll hit the refresh.
The praying mantis is a fascinating insect known for its unique appearance and predatory behavior. It has an elongated body, triangular head, and large forelegs used to catch prey. They are stealthy hunters and primarily feed on other insects. Praying mantises are also known for their
Ew.
unique mating behavior. In some species, the female may consume the male after mating, which earned them the nickname sexual cannibals.
Huh.
The praying mantis is a fascinating
I'll be
insect.
damned.
That's it on that one. And did you know that there's actually spiritual meaning of the praying mantis?
Well, of course there is. I mean, they're praying all the time. I'm telling you, if those things are getting into heaven, we don't have a chance, brother.
So that's what the next little video is.
All right.
Is the spiritual meaning of the praying mantis.
Let's take a look at it. The spiritual meaning of the praying mantis. Oh my God. Okay, so this channel here, let's see who they are. Spiritual Spur, it says. And I will drop a link in the chat if you guys want to subscribe to them and whatnot. And hopefully they allow us to share their content in such a way that we're doing. And it is fair use if you're sharing and talking about it, if I'm not mistaken. But who knows? Those rules most of the time don't really apply to YouTube. But Spiritual Spurs, name of the channel. There you go. Wait a second.
Spiritual meaning of praying mantis. The praying mantis is an insect with strong spiritual significance in many cultures. It is often associated with transformation and change and is believed to have a powerful influence on creativity. In some cultures, the praying mantis is seen as an omen of good luck and protection, while in others it is seen as a symbol of wisdom. In the garden, the praying mantis is seen as a beneficial insect, as it eats other insects and helps to keep the garden healthy. Dreaming about a praying mantis can also be symbolic, representing a need for transformation or a reminder to use one's creativity to create something beautiful. The spiritual meaning of the praying mantis is one of transformation, creativity, and protection.
Huh. Okay.
So
Well,
there's that.
There's something you don't see every day.
Right.
Okay. Oh, I want to see those kitten videos next.
And
Okay.
the next one
Look at
is
these.
an educational video
Hold
of
on a
the
second.
Black Widow.
I'm going to show that, but I gotta look at these. It makes me want to watch them. These kitten videos. You see them?
Well, those aren't creepy critters.
Well, yeah. Can we have cuddly buddies?
Well,
Or we do just
we
furry
could
animals?
do a segment where we just have the cutest, cuddliest, animals.
I think we should do that. You know what? We should do that for Halloween because it would be the opposite of what's creepy. I'm just saying. I think we're going to have a Halloween special on this channel, and I know you guys will have your Halloween specials.
Yeah.
We'll have to somehow line all that up so we don't step on each other. But in the meantime, here's this video. Ooh, the Black Widow.
The Black Widow spider is
Okay,
a shiny
wait,
black color
no,
with a distinctive
I need to
red
pause you.
hourglass.
Thank you. Sorry, guys. Toggle through this. And there we go.
The Black Widow spider is a shiny black color with a distinctive red hourglass figure on its abdomen.
How
Females
is-
can be up to half an inch in diameter. The male is much smaller, measuring just 1/4 of an inch. This dangerous spider is found in the United States,
Ugh.
primarily in the South and West. The small but deadly creatures prefer dark, secluded areas near or inside human dwellings, often hiding in wood piles or inside boxes. They eat insects and sometimes even other spiders, but they prefer to eat insects. The venom of the Black Widow spider is 15 times as potent as a rattlesnake and can
Whoa.
cause muscle aches, vision problems, and breathing issues. Despite that, they are not aggressive creatures and will only bite humans when threatened or provoked. Though the Black Widow's venom is toxic to humans, its bite usually causes no more than temporary pain that can be treated with mild to moderate discomfort.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's not generally life-threatening, unless the Black Widow spider is a
Wait,
shiny
unless
black
what?
color with a
No, hold on. Now, wait a minute. He can't just
I
leave.
don't know what happened with it.
Like, he says unless, and then he cuts off there.
Right.
Like, okay, unless what? What do I have to worry about?
Right.
Come on, man.
I guess you'll just have to read up on the Black Widow and find out yourself.
Yeah, I guess so.
But the next video is of the two, both
Now, wait.
creepy critters.
Let's slow down here for a minute. This is kind of a Mandela effect for me. I remember the Black Widow being deadly to humans, period. Like, it's just...
Yeah, I always heard it was one of the most dangerous insects.
That's what and now he's saying no more than like a treatment of some sort. Like, that doesn't make sense.
No, I remember like you guys do.
Yeah. You get bit by one of those, you're dead.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
That's weird. Anyway, sorry I interrupted your creepy critter, but that is somewhat... Oh, God, am I sharing everything? Oh, my God. Oh,
That's okay because
sorry.
the next one is the last one, and we're going to try and see who wins. It's the praying mantis versus the Black Widow.
All right, everybody, place your bets.
Well, let's see who wins.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can tell.
Oh, man, this is like 6 minutes long. I don't know about this. I'll show it, of course, but...
Well, it'll give the audience time to place their bets.
Yeah.
How's that?
Making It Past 30s, the name of the channel. I'll give a shout out to them first of all. But
yeah, I post it that way, they can.
So they get the credit for this.
Absolutely.
And I'll post it here in the comments. And well, shoot, I guess let's go for it. You can't win if you don't play. Oh, wait, before we go for it, can we wait a second and see how many what we have in the comments who thinks the Black Widow's going to win?
Yeah, we could do that. What do you guys think out in the audience?
I can't watch this, so I'm just gonna watch.
I know what you mean. I wish I didn't have to watch it. But yeah, ugh. Talk about creepy, boy. You picked a good one.
Well, that's the idea. It is October.
So has anyone responded yet?
Well, we've got two mantis. Michael Fontaine says Mantis wins. Go-Kart Bob says Mantis. Pushing Buttons 62 says Black Widow.
All right. Let's go ahead and find out.
All right, here we go.
Oh, ouch. Oh, come on, jump on top of him. Jump
What do you need, Carl? I just want to borrow some sugar, man.
Did he just spin on him? Oh, man, look. Oh, God. What's he trying to go for there? His food? Oh, yeah, he's got a fly there. They're fighting over a fly, it looks like. That's his food, buddy. You can't mess with his food, or her. I guess it's a her since it's a Black Widow. Oh, boy, that thing's frightening. Okay, there he goes. They're in a lock code right now. Looks
1,
like.
2, 3, you're out.
Yeah, I know, right? I wish it were that simple. It looks like he's got him in some kind of submission
Do you
hold.
think he'll tap out? Look, he's tapping out.
He's tapping out. Heck, I could just mute this.
Stop the match. He's tapping out.
There we go. That wind noise or whatever is kind of driving me crazy. But this is a slow ass fight. I expect.
You got to take your time for the win, I guess.
Well, I expected the praying mantis to stand up and do like karate moves and stuff. You know, because
they do. They do things. It's like kung fu, you know. Whoa. It'd be funnier if they made that sound.
I know, right? Looks like he's shooting some webbing at him or something. That's who they should make a new comic book character. The praying mantis versus Spider-Man. You know, they got Lizard Man. They got the Scorpion guy. You know, they should have the praying mantis. That'd be a nice new enemy for him.
Yeah. Noise Guru says Mantis is one of the most powerful kung fu.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And he's biting his butt. Oh, he's got to be getting poisoned in him.
You would think.
But he's hanging on, though. He's still fighting.
No, I imagine they're one of the two strongest poisonous type.
Is that styrofoam?
Yeah.
Styrofoam.
Yeah, it looks like styrofoam on the outside of a house, possibly.
You know, they got to have strong jaws, the praying mantis.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see one human size.
Oh, man. I saw that one time in a movie, I think it was. Man, this goes on for 6 minutes, this fight. Holy cow. Well, it looks like...
Oh, he's trying to get away.
Mm-hmm. That praying mantis ain't having none of it.
Mm-mm.
Look, you ain't getting away. You tried to steal my fly, you mother effer. Look at, you know, I think I played a praying mantis once in a school play. I'm not sure what the name of the play was, but I was either a praying mantis or a grasshopper. I can't remember which one.
I don't know. I can't see anybody possibly letting little bitty ones dress up as praying mantises.
Well, I don't know.
You never know, though. It was the 80s.
See, he's got that fly in his web, and I could see the fly, and the praying mantis, I guess, was trying to eat that fly. Look,
Yeah,
you see the fly?
yeah.
That's what they're fighting about.
All over a fly when they could just go find another.
Well, see, the praying mantis got in his territory,
Yeah,
and that's bad news. You know, he's just trying to protect his territory and his food. Like that food, he may have babies, you know, you never know.
right.
That food needs to nourish the babies.
So I don't see the spider anymore. What do you do? Just crawl away?
I guess he crawled away. But there's that fly again. I'll tell you what. I guess it's over. I guess praying mantis
Yeah.
won.
I guess the praying mantis won. I don't see the spider.
So it's safe to look again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Video's over.
Yeah, I guess she won.
Or he.
I don't know. That one looked like a bigger one.
I'm sharing personal information. Oh my god, I gotta get out of there. Okay. There we go. But I'll tell you what, man. Was that it?
Yeah, that was it.
All right. That's a hell of a creepy critter segment.
Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thought I'd
And
get some good ones in for October.
October, the 5th of October. What's that? How's that poem go? Oh, is it December? Remember the 5th of December? Is that how it goes?
I've never heard that before.
I haven't either.
But anyway, guys, I say we start wrapping things up.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And I'd like to thank Sandy and Jeff and Amazon Line. You guys are all great. And it's cool hanging out with you guys. And I'd also like to thank everyone who's watching, who's given this broadcast a thumbs up and, you know, left your comments. So that helps the algorithm push the video along, and I really appreciate that. So thank you, all of you.
Thank you for having us, as always.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Had a good
Yes,
time.
thank you.
And thank you to the chat for being here.
Absolutely. Without them, there'd be nothing.
That's a good point.
So
Yeah.
thank you to all of you.
And you know, we got Michael Fontaine pushing buttons, Sandy Diva, of course. I know I saw Philo Fire, Noise Guru, Super Mario Brothers 3, pushing button 62, but I think I already mentioned him. Go Kart Bob. Let's see here. Jeff, of course. John Nada. And you know, one thing we stopped doing, I've noticed for a couple of weeks here, is we stopped doing the whole Michael Fontaine thing.
Yeah, I noticed.
We need to you know, do that again. But
Yes, we do.
also I see I cannot pronunciate Bonita Banks. I can't. How do you say that?
Bonita.
Bonita. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And let's see here. Hedda Rodriguez, of course. See, I don't think I said anything in the chat. Eddie Von Keen, the real one with a wrench. Honest Hunter O'Biden. And let's see. Looks like. Why did I think Philofire was here? It doesn't look. DD74. I think that's DD74, but they got a different name. Huh. I'm just going to say DD74 and be done with it. Teresa Lynch, of course. Thanks, Teresa, for being here. I don't know if she's still here or not. But let's see. Who else? That's all.
Jace, did you get a JC Goof?
Well, that's Jeff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. There was.
I think I got everybody.
Did you get everything?
I think so.
Do. Okay, everybody.
As far as I can see. And of course, there are lurkers, because we do have lurkers.
Right.
And anybody who might be watching the replay, thanks to you as well. Oh, there went Jeff.
Uh-oh.
Doesn't matter. We're closing the show out. So,
hi, Jeff.
Amazon Line, would you like to close this out in a prayer or something?
Well, just love and peace and thoughts and prayers. You're all in my prayers, and I hope everyone has a wonderful week. For those who are struggling, I'll be praying for you. I love you all, and I hope to see you on Shifty Sunday. Have a great night, everyone. Bye, Sandy. Bye, Hebrew77.
Have a great night, everyone. We just lost Jeff at the end, so Jeff is saying good night, too.
Good night, Jeff.
All right. Well, that does it for Taco Tuesday for Amazon Lion, Jeff Zanzibar, Sandy Diva, and, yeah, that's it. This is Hebrew77 saying, good night, everybody. What was that? That was terrible outro. Oh, sorry. Good night, everybody.
Hey, everybody. It's What the Dub.
Oops, wrong. It's been a while since I had this one in my. I have the ending. Sorry, guys. There's a little bit of. Here we go. Okay, good night, everybody. For real this time. For real.
That's the end of the show. We hope to see you all again next time for Taco Tuesday. Yeah, Taco Tuesday. Yeah, Taco Tuesday. I said taco. Yeah, Taco Tuesday. So long, everybody. Ha ha. Yeah.